Yo, hello guys, I'm here. What's up, guys? Hello, what's up, Daniel and D Gamer? Yo, D Gamer, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well, man. You got work, but you got off at 8. Nice. Okay, you got less than 30 minutes. Yeah, stream is a little bit early today. That's just because like I got something else to do right after stream on a Saturday night, but it's all good. Doing good. Just enjoy your Saturday. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well, man. Thank you for asking. Thank you. All right. So usually, oh, let me take this off. There we go. Okay. So usually whenever I start my streams, it's always just a gameplay, right? It's just a game that I'm playing. But today's going to be a little bit different. What's up, Brett? Hope you're doing well. Today's going to be different. Today, we are, and I've said this before, we are going to react to this video right here. Let me get this out for you. We're going to be reacting, and I wanted to share my thoughts. This one right here. It's 1 hour. Okay, wow. I don't know if I have time to go through the whole hour. But I'll just I'll probably skim through it here and there. Watching WrestleMania? Hell yeah, dude. Nice. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, man. It's nice to see you, Brett. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody here. Okay. 109 streak? Damn. Let's freaking go, dude. Congratulations. Anyways, if you guys are not on my Discord, you can always, and if you have a Discord account, you can always join my server. Very small community, but we're pretty chill. We're very chill. Anyways, let's just start it. All right. So Brett, this is the guy that you interacted with and banned you for giving him criticism, valid criticism of him not playing the side games. Let's see what this guy is all about. All right. Let's see what he's all about. All right. Before we start the video, I just want to say, what do you call it? Please do not harass this guy. All right. I do not condone it. Okay. Yes, the ass from last time. Yeah. Good YouTube video that will be helpful to other people. Yeah. Wait, this one? This video? This YouTube video? Hello, Mr. Tom Fan. No, the one you posted it. Oh, right, yeah, yes. Yes. So, yeah, if you guys don't know, I have uploaded my full Kingdom Hearts 3 guide on my YouTube channel. If we just go over here real quick before we start. Yeah, we're reacting. We are reacting. We're going to see what this guy's all about. But yeah, before we start, here it is right here. Kingdom Hearts 3, all major fights on critical mode, a complete guide. Right here. Woohoo! It's long. It's almost 3 hours long. I forgot that with the addition of the DLC fights, it's a lot. It takes a lot of time. It took me a lot more time than Kingdom Hearts 2, that's for sure, and even Kingdom Hearts 1. But yeah, so now you guys have the resources of going through every single major fight in 1, 2, and 3, all the number titles. So yeah, that's If you never played Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode, then it just starts the video like this. But you have all the timestamps right here, from the base game all the way up to the DLC. When's Birth by Sleep? I don't know, bro. I have very little experience with Birth by Sleep or DDD, or even Point 2. I have NCOM. I have very little experience. I don't think I am qualified to upload guides on those side games because I rarely play those games. You have the love-hate relationship with DDD, yeah. So I don't know if I'll be able to do Birth by Sleep, DDD, Recom, Point 2. But yeah, so yeah, go check it out. Very useful guide, or at least I think it is. Okay, let's start. Here we go. Full screen it.
What do you think of that, eh? No more fucking arguments about where Cure goes. There we go, I figured it out. Do we have an agreement now? We finally have an agreement. Can you stop shouting at me in my comment? God, I'm tired. We'll start with a more light criticism before we go all in on this game. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a soulless fucking mainstream coded bastardization of everything that made Kingdom Hearts special. And it's
okay. Oh, we're not even a minute in and he says that it's soulless. He's already said it's soulless.
Pile of fucking monkey shit. Neurons without synapses. So most of my time with it was spent imagining what the game could have been. But we can't go easy on this thing forever.
Yeah, he's starting up strong.
So when the fan theories of your series has better writing, less plot holes and fewer retcons than your canon version of it, you know you're a hack writer. Kingdom Hearts 3 is very good. making me want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Soullless! Oh. This game, from Twilight Town to the final cutscene, is a shallow mainstream copycat of the things that made Kingdom Hearts irrepressibly unique and charming. Everything that was good about it has died, except maybe one or two things. Also, I'm playing not a Kingdom Hearts game, but some other version of it from some failed timeline where Kingdom Hearts gave in to the dark and was tricked. Like Terra was tricked by Xehanort in the desert that one time because he's a dumb fuck. And look, I know that every video essay guy these days has to deal with this, even if they're not some pretentious jackass who made a 5-hour video of a Dark Souls game that he pretended to play, being accused of clickbait or rage bait, and having their thumbnails used on VG boards that nobody knows about except maybe 12 people, because I've already decided on the title of this video.
Soulless.
But
Okay,
I'm telling you now,
cool.
I mean every single word. It's not clickbait if it's true. Clickbait means deceptive, to lie about the content of a video in order to deceptively draw people in and then snatch the rug out from under them. So basically Kingdom Hearts 3, but for views, fuck the views. Fuck the algorithm.
You're from a video game.
Metaphysics.
Well, maybe.
Everything I'm saying is true, and I believe every single word of it. The title and thumbnail match my thoughts, and I don't care about the backlash. It's just words on the screen. Likewise, if you dig the game, Godspeed, little doodle. I've dealt with the Trails fanbase. Being honest is priority 1.
You only watched the whole video because you regretfully wanted to give him a fair chance? Well, I'm doing this that way because I want to give him a fair chance. Let's see what his arguments are, okay? We can't resort to ad hominem, stuff like that. We need to give him a chance. Why does he think it's a soulless piece of crap? So let's give him the benefit of doubt, shall we?
Priority 2 is good toast. I didn't think a game could annoy me on the level of FF16, but here we are.
Okay.
Distinction to hold for any
Let's
game.
see.
But I know this will anger some people, so I'd like to let you know that I actually have now
It's a soulless
a
one.
complaints number. Yes, if you or anyone you know has an issue with Lukey Boy slandering Kingdom Hearts 3, be sure to call the complaints number directly on my dedicated phone line. That's right, you too can have your voice be heard, and without having to write your own mini essay about it for the small price of just $100 a minute. Be sure to dial the number on the screen at 0800 01 21. Fucking shag you. And behold, the ontologically malconstructed web.
Okay. Here, I'm already annoyed. When you're presenting your argument, you do not have to be condescending. Okay? You don't have to be at all. Right? You don't have to be. That's like, I don't know. It's just, why do you have to be so condescending, so sarcastic all the time? You're basically being a Chandler, right? And he hasn't presented his argument at all in the first almost 3 minutes of this video. He's being a Chandler from Friends. If you don't know who Chandler is from Friends, he's always sarcastic. Almost all the time, he's always sarcastic. And his defense mechanism is just him being sarcastic. Like, damn, there should be more, I don't know, there should be more character to Chandler, right? To make him more interesting, you know? For example, you don't like DMC2, but you're not condescending about it. Yeah, exactly. Like, when you're logically presenting an argument, the condescending tone, it kind of defeats your whole argument. It defeats the whole purpose. If you're not willing to be productive because you're being condescending, then your argument won't reach out to people that way. It won't be effective. I'm already sick of this. I'm already sick of it already. But you know what? Whatever. It's just fine. It's fine. Mods react to this video for me. Exactly. Whatever. That's my biggest gripe as of right now. But again, that's straw manning. We should not fall for him for being condescending. That's straw manning. We shouldn't do that. So let's just we need to give him a chance, even though it's unbearable to hear him talk like this.
Tetsuya Nomura bullshit in its inevitable final form, an absolute mess that somehow is still very.
What's up, Frog? Hope you're doing well.
At least until you have an ephemeral little moment of clarity and remember the annoying bits. Again, it's kind of shit, not gonna lie. That was gonna be the original thumbnail, just it's kind of shit, not gonna lie. Prior messes like the Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep token games had at the very least powerful levels of loveliness and fun to alleviate the pain of the annoying parts and naturally act as extensions on the Kingdom Hearts series, and the ratio was good. I mean shit, in some ways these annoying elements even made them enjoyable in a masochistic sort of way, but KH3 does its best to instead eliminate and alienate these wondrous things and replace them with things that make my left testicle ache. Then I ask myself, why is it always the left one? But also, occasionally, since this stupid English boy prides himself on being balanced, I must admit that I do still feel the magic. It's not that it doesn't have redeeming qualities, it's that they're too few and far between. Like undigested corn in a massive poo. This game is an augmentation of sanity and a segmentation of common sense, fractured into multiple little pieces and strewn all over the place like keyblades in the Keyblade graveyard. You think of those keyblades as analogues for every fanfare that unironically sounded better than whatever the hell we actually ended up with. The creative abyss, only kept alive by things that are good in spite of themselves. That's Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like the modern world in this game. Back in the early 2000s we had a sense of hope and promise for the future. Very understandably high expectations. We saw how things were evolving and figured things could only get better. Science, medicine, cutting edge technology, Deftones.
You found Ham?
Yes, but
He was located up in Sandwich. Things were really quite nice in the early 2000s, all fusing together in this existentially exciting paradigm shift. Anything was possible until reality hit, and here we are in 2026, wherein everything is slowly collapsing and achieving entropy, and franchises that were once good are becoming very, very shit. And it turns out the good times were the before times. The times when we dreamed of hearts and kingdoms. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 is an analogue for this disappointing and frankly depressing fucking modern world. And I'm not just saying that because I'm still 17 years old and an emo deep inside. This game could have been unfathomably kino. That said, this game is a mess for reasons intentional and unintentional, and it's the king of self-sabotage and self-destruction, so I guess there's a personal resonance there too. I got some competition on that front. Maybe it has bipolar too. Did you know Pete infected Riku's coat with bugs?
Was I ready?
I want that chest. The Final Fantasy crew, as of the vanilla release that we're playing today, don't appear at all. The series seems to be under...
Yeah, is he gonna explain why? I know, right? Well, maybe if we want, yeah, I think if we have to watch the video, the whole thing, for him to explain why. But okay, as of right now, not only he's condescending for no reason, it seems to me he's not open to change. Like he sounds like he's nostalgia coded so far, right? He did just say that the good times were what, in the early 2000s, and that's when, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2 were popping off back then, right? Or at least they were initially released, the vanilla versions, right? It's the intro, you guys, but cut to the chase before you start insulting it. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Spira? How you doing, bro? We're finally reacting to this video, and we've only watched the first 5 minutes, and so far here are the two things that we've summarized. One, he's very condescending. He is very sarcastic. He likes to insult things. He I don't know. He likes to be condescending for the sake of being condescending, basically. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Spira. And number two, it seems that he's very nostalgic coded, because he literally just said that the good times were the earlier times, aka the early 2000s. He thought the early 2000s in terms of Kingdom Hearts were the best so far. It's better than, you know, the modern Kingdom Hearts game, like Kingdom Hearts 3. But so far he hasn't really presented his argument right here. Basically he's just been insulting it without being logical so far. Again, it's just the intro. We're only just 5 minutes in, but if you can see this right here, it says words of Final Fantasy, so he's going over that. So let's give him a chance. There we go.
The impression that it's outgrown Final Fantasy, but it never will, because the Final Fantasy influence was one of the best parts of this series, and without it, it would have just been another generic movie game and some Nomura wankery mixed in, maybe. He just doesn't want to admit that his best creation leans heavily on other pre-established IPs. Without it, this game would have been laughed at. If Kingdom Hearts didn't have the Disney shit or the Final Fantasy shit, and it was just Nomura's original story, we'd be talking about it as a joke. So
Yeah.
I'm glad Versus 13 never happened. It would have been shit. Take
That's a
that,
fair argument,
Versus
Daniel.
13 fans, what are you going to do? Fight me? I don't even have a Twitter yet. When I do, I'm just going to post shit. Original story has been laughed at. If Kingdom Hearts didn't have the Disney shit or the Final Fantasy shit, and it was just Nomura's original story, we'd be talking about it as a joke. So yeah, I'm glad Versus 13 never happened. It would have been shit. Take that, Versus 13 fans. What are you going to do? Fight me? I don't even have a Twitter yet. When I do, I'm just going to post rabbits and penguins instead.
I don't know.
I don't understand. Okay, look, right here.
Fans, what are you gonna do? Fight? So yeah, I'm
Right
glad
here.
versus 13 never happened. It would have been shit. Take that versus 13 fans. What are you gonna do? Fight me? Don't even have a Twitter.
Why? Look, why are you doing this? Why are you inducing people to try to fight you? Why? There's no point. There's no point. Why would you fight people in the first place? Are you trying to show off, dude? Come on, man. Maybe he finds it funny. It's not funny at all, though. How is it funny? How is it funny for him to say, "What are you gonna do? Fight me?" In a condescending way? Why? There's no reason for you to do that. Especially if you're trying to give a Kingdom Hearts 3 review. I don't understand. I don't understand why people like him are condescending for no reason. Yeah, if you hate the game, then just say it with logical reasoning. You don't have to be biased. Give your points first. Then insult it. Give your points, then insult. I don't understand.
Yeah, when I do, I'm just gonna post rabbits and penguins.
People like this, when they talk like this, it makes me want to just like turn it off already. He does sound like a prick, but I don't know what Versus 13 is, and you don't know what it has to do with Kingdom Hearts 3. So Versus 13 was a unfinished project that was never released by Nomura. He took the influences of Versus 13 into Kingdom Hearts 3. For example, Yozora is heavily related. Yozora was created from the biggest inspiration of Versus 13. So that's why he's relating Versus 13 to here. What's up, Eli? I hope you're doing well. Versus 13 would have been crap. Isn't that like purely hypothetical to begin with? Yeah. Lena, how's it going, bro? Hope you're doing well. And there's no need to mention Versus 13 besides Remind. It has basically nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts. Exactly, Brett. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You know what that's called? Spirit. We talked about this. You know what that's called? What that logical fallacy means? You know what that's called? That's called straw man, baby. That's the straw man. That's the straw man. We're talking about, hey, look, his video is a Kingdom Hearts 3 review, right? So why is he already mentioning Versus 13? And like what Brett said, it has nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts 3 whatsoever. It has nothing at all, bro. Straw man all the way, man. That's the straw man fallacy right there. Again, his argument is pointless. Get this guy in track. I know, right? Yeah, apparently he failed English class because you would learn logical fallacies in your English class. At least I have in my high school English class. You've subscribed? Thank you, Lena. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I hope you've been doing well, Lena. And this is a very different stream. I'm not used to doing this, but I feel like this is a good opportunity to teach people how logical fallacies can really defer their arguments and how they can be really bad. Insult if you're doing your deep dive, yeah. Wow. Exactly.
But you want to know the hard Kingdom Hearts truth? Kingdom Hearts has outgrown something, the Disney shit, at least the vast majority of it, in the form in which it currently takes, being the focal point of the game next to the original stuff. Too many moving pieces, and none of them had much of a solid foundation anyway. It's funny to me that these worlds are literally just float in space, completely independent of one another, unconnected in a series wherein the narrative itself preaches connections all the fucking time. This heart has been disconnected. And today, we watch as every weird element of the series floats haphazardly in the clouds of a hack writer's crackpipe smoke. Sure, Donald, Gooflord, and Michael Mouse can stay, and Merlin and Yen Sid, but the Disney stuff is weighing it down. Like, I've seen Hercules more times in this series than I have in the movies. I've had enough of Hercules. He bores me. Every prior game built an original story in conjunction with the Final Fantasy stuff and the Disney stuff. They marched in lockstep with one another. The Disney stuff was always just a diet version of whatever movie or TV show they were a reflection of, but now they're just ripping it off completely for the most part. They're not even trying. But while Kingdom Hearts 2 was almost balanced with this stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 95% Disney slop and 5% actually actual what? Story. Remember that? Me neither. And it could have been alleviated had they actually integrated the two in a way that made sense.
All right, I see
Well, they
the
actually
other Daniel.
managed it before, but at least the actual stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 90, but they're not even trying. But while Kingdom Hearts 2 was almost balanced with its stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 95% Disney slop and 5% actually actual what? Story. Remember that? Me neither. And it could have been alleviated had they actually integrated the two in a way that made sense. Not that they ever truly managed it before, but at least they bloody well tried. But again, the writers aren't good enough. It's a sad truth, but a true truth. Look, the writers ain't talented enough. Good
Okay, here. So here's one point right here.
Step with one another. The Disney stuff was always just a diet version of whatever movie or TV show they were a reflection of, but they're ripping it off completely for the most part. They're not even trying. But while Kingdom Hearts 2 was almost balanced with its stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 90, but they're not even trying. But while Kingdom Hearts 2 was almost balanced with its stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 95% Disney slop and 5% actually actual what? Story. Remember that? Me neither. And it could have been alleviated had they actually integrated the two in a way that made sense. Not that they ever truly managed it before, but at least they bloody well tried. But again, the writers aren't good enough. It's a sad truth. But
Okay, okay, here's the thing. So his point, right, is compared to Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, there's not a whole lot of story. It's a lot of filler in the Disney worlds, right? And most of the good parts of the story that really matter is in the end game, right? That's basically what he said. Okay, that's his first argument. That's his first real argument right there. Okay, but and then he said that in Kingdom Hearts 2, there was a balance of the story even within the Disney worlds, right? So that's just that's me paraphrasing his whole entire argument for now. Okay, everyone has opinions, but he hasn't explained what he hates about it other than over 13 edition and you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, exactly. All right, that's the first point, right? Now, here's my thing, okay? I actually disagree with this point because while yes, in Kingdom Hearts 3, in the Disney, whenever you're playing in the Disney worlds, right? In terms of story, in terms of the story importance, I think the Disney story, whenever Sora, Donald, and Goofy travel around in the Disney worlds, I consider them fillers. They don't really add anything to the main story. They're just fillers, right? It didn't really matter that whether Sora would go to the Disney worlds or not, because he ended up finding the light to unlock the realm of darkness and save Riku and Aqua at the very end. It didn't really matter that whether he went to the Disney worlds or not in Kingdom Hearts 3. All right, that part I agree with him, right? But here is the thing, okay? Here is the thing. What he got wrong, all right? In my opinion, what he got wrong was there was more of a balance of story importance in the Disney worlds, and it was spread out evenly in Kingdom Hearts 2 when it comes to the story, okay? I think that part is wrong because the only story importance was just Sora. Whenever you complete the world, there will be like some artifact that will be floating up, and then Sora will just shine the light with his Keyblade, so that way he can close the portal. Right? I think that was it. That's basically what he did at the end of every Disney World in Kingdom Hearts 2. Right? But other than that, it adds very little. It's very little to the overall main picture of the story in Kingdom Hearts 2. It adds very little. First visits never really had story significance. Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Like you had to get to the second world visits. Yeah, it's all the second visits that had the organization messing with it aside from Zaldin and Beast Castle. Right, exactly. So that's a good point. Yes, Sora, you would have organization members taunting, Sora and the gang when they see them in Disney worlds. But the only true significance was Zaldin in Beast's Castle second visit. But with the exception of Beast's Castle, the other Disney worlds were not that important. They weren't really important to the overall main story. Right? It wasn't that important at all. The Tron World did play a big part in both visits. That's fine. So, okay, Beast Castle's 2, only the second visit, and Tron's World, right? Those 2 worlds had significance. But that was it. The rest of the Disney worlds, it was nothing. It wasn't really nothing. You're a tad busy? Okay, no worries. What's up, Kat? Hope you're doing well. Like, we need to look at the whole picture of the Kingdom Hearts 2 main story, right? The main objective was to stop Xemnas and the other organization members, right, from achieving Kingdom Hearts and whatnot, right? And so when they had their final battle, yeah, hooray, happy ending, Kingdom Hearts 2, done, right? But in the middle, right, in the middle is the Disney worlds. Again, with the exception of Beast Castles 2 and Space Paranoids, it doesn't really add to the significance of the main story at all. It really doesn't. Only the end game, Twilight Town with Roxas, and 2 Disney worlds. That was it. That was it. Sure, I mean, both of those 2 Disney worlds had more value than any of the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3. But in my opinion, it's not enough. We need more significance from each of the Disney worlds. 2 out of the 11 Disney worlds, it's not enough for Kingdom Hearts 2. And actually, it's 1.5 because Beast Castle's first visit wasn't really that important at all. It wasn't. It was only the second visit, right? So 1.5 Disney worlds, basically. So I don't know. I feel like that point he got it wrong, in my opinion. I could be wrong too, but when you look at the whole picture, there's not that much significance. Just like with Kingdom Hearts 3 Disney World fillers. Oh gosh, denied that bot. You think him arguing that there was less story in Kingdom Hearts 3 is a fair argument, but the way he goes about it makes it so insufferable. Exactly. Like if you present your argument with a condescending tone, it kind of makes your argument less effective because you're already having your biases already, and that's bad. That's really, really bad. The first visit just lets the player and the characters know that Organization 13 can and will meddle with the other worlds. Yeah, for Beast Castle, I mean, yeah, that's exactly. But like, if you take out for the first visits, if you take out the Organization 13, letting the characters know, then there's not that much significance. Whether you have the Organization 13 letting them know in the first world visits or not, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't add to the story that much in Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, let's just keep going. I had to at least address that part. But finally, after 7 minutes in, we got to his first argument. Finally.
Proof. Look, the writers ain't talented enough. They don't actually give a shit to try in the first place either. You could have given this game scenario design to a group of Kingdom Hearts YouTubers, and we'd have gotten a Kino story. Unironically, I'm not saying that to make them look bad. I'm saying it because they actually could have made a better story. Just find the most popular Kingdom Hearts YouTubers who make all of those, well, Kingdom Hearts videos, I guess, and have them deliver us to the Promised Land. A Promised Land where Cure always goes on the X button. You have to be mental to think otherwise. You know, some people put Cure on triangle. Fucking Christ. Cure on triangle. Nerds.
Why? Why are you putting in your video? Why? It's a whole different argument. That's straw manning. Stop straw manning. Get on to the point already.
So not only does Nomura provide unnecessary
I don't know how. Okay, there we go.
levels of complexification for every single fuck.
What does this have to do with anything? Exactly. Straw manning.
facet of this. So not only does Nomura provide unnecessary levels of complexification for every single fucking facet of this deliberately multi-dimensional story, which at this point is just a crusty web, he then says screw it, it doesn't matter, even I can't keep up with my own bullshit. Let's just focus on the Disney stuff and then rush the ending and hope nobody notices what a shit writer I am. Oh, we noticed. Even your fanboys and fangirls noticed. Everyone knows you're a bad writer.
Okay, clearly right there. Hold on, let me repeat it one more time.
Bullshit. Let's just focus on the Disney stuff and then rush the ending and hope nobody notices what a shit writer I am.
He's calling Nomura a crap writer, right?
Oh, we noticed. Even your fanboys and fangirls noticed. Everyone knows you're a bad writer, Nomura. At least outside of the little things you do well.
Exactly. Ad hominem. You're right, Spira. Ad hominem. Is he wrong though? I'd say yes, they did rush it at the very end, but again, if you're going to present your argument, at least don't be biased, man. Don't make fun of the person. Don't insult the person. Insult the argument, dude. Insult the point, not the person at all. AKA, stop displaying the ad hominem fallacy. Also, what's up, Chris? Hope you're doing well, bro. Is it Nomura just a director and... Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think you're right. I forgot. Here, let's look at Nomura's credentials real quick. Sorry, Tetsuya Nomura. Okay, so Tetsuya Nomura is a Japanese video game artist, designer, producer, and director working for Square Enix. So it seems like it doesn't say he's a writer. He has a team of writers, but he helps a lot. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You know it was Nojima who wrote Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2? Okay. Kingdom Hearts 3 writers. Alright, let's check. Okay, oh wait, yeah, Nomura is part of the writing team. Okay. But you have Masaru Oka. He has a team of writers, but he helps a lot. Okay. Okay, so if he still helps a lot, that means he still contributes to the writing portion, the writing aspect of Kingdom Hearts 3. So I guess technically, yes, Chris, he is technically a writer of Kingdom Hearts 3. So, all right, fine. I'll give him that. You'd say for Kingdom Hearts 3, the story was a little lacking, but he's just not acknowledging that and is basically just saying Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad and you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, he's not being specific on the writing, for sure. Well, hold on, let's give him a chance.
Well, you started writing a kid's game and you got all excited about it and it became a series about teenage emos as your pants got a bit longer. And then...
What are these false equivalences? Also, by the way, Spirit, that's another logical fallacy, the false equivalence. Why are you displaying false equivalence right there? You got straw man, you got ad hominem, and you got false equivalence. All three logical fallacies within a span of 8 minutes. The first 8 minutes.
You wrote this big ass fucking war, but still had to be all cute and stuff because it's still a Disney kids game. I know, we all get ahead of ourselves. I did a lot of drugs when I was a teenager, and you know, I'm currently psychoanalyzing the writing habits of a random man in Japan as I speak, but still, even some of your most hardcore fans have given up on you, and you want to know why? Because you gave up on them. You being a shit writer is why I used to glaze your games, because at least you actually tried and cared back then. And that's why you sometimes produce pure 21st century kino. I glazed Kingdom Hearts 2 like it had just handed me a brand new heart that actually works properly, because mine certainly fucking doesn't. But this game, outside of some wondrous locations and fun moments, does not have a story that was written by somebody who gives a shit. That's my takeaway, and I'll explain as we go. I promise. It's a story written by a dude who realizes he's written himself into 100 corners and he's being attacked by the right angles, and now he's trapped in a liminal space escape room. That's fine. You can just muddy the waters further by adding loads more characters from other games that barely anyone played and probably don't even know exist to begin with.
Okay, let's just yep, okay. Yeah, let's see here. A false equivalence is when two opposing sides of an argument are presented as if they hold equal weight when in fact they do not. The presentation of both views as equally valid is a logical fallacy or a false equivalence. Apples and tomatoes are both fruits, so they're the same. Apples and tomatoes are both fruits, so they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Apples and tomatoes, they're the same. What characters from other games is he referring to? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back.
What? You didn't play that game on the 100 core experiments? Does not have a story that was written by somebody who gives a shit. That's my takeaway, and I'll explain as we go. I promise. It's a story written by a dude who realizes he's written himself into 100 corners and he's being attacked by the right angles, and now he's trapped in a liminal space escape room. That's fine. You can just muddy the waters further by adding loads more characters from other games that barely anyone played and probably don't even know exist to begin with.
You're right, Spirit. We don't know. He didn't even specify what more characters.
Characters from other games.
Adding loads more characters from other games? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Games that barely anyone played and probably don't even know exist to begin with.
Again, it's straw manning. It's a different point. We don't care. We don't care about that.
What? You didn't play that game on the fucking Docomo? I still don't know what it is. I keep imagining a wafer fruit. Do they even exist? Whatever.
Give examples then? Exactly.
Shitty mobile game, because come the ending, you're gonna think you're at fucking DashCon. This game is incredible sometimes. Wonder, discovery, naivete, and fun. But the series that was sleepwalking into an issue has found itself woken up by it. The issue? Lack of balance. The Disney stuff is the vegetables. The original emo shit is the cheeseburger, the fries, and the toast. Does that make me the plate? Or the fork? I don't know. But this thing is like 90% vegetables, so it's basically the Square Enix fucking boardroom. I can deal with the constant retcons, Nomura, the pretentious wankery, and the Disney stuff because I've trained my soul on the king.
You're just assuming he's talking about Unicross? Maybe. Maybe he's talking about Unicross, yeah. But again, that's a whole different game.
Kingdom Arts. I've reinforced the armor of my emo spirit and deflected the wanky energy back at my TV screen, but combat feels like it's gone from being a
and the fact that he couldn't take criticism to the stream he banned Bread from. Exactly. I know, right? It's irony right there. It's just irony.
Carefully constructed ecosystem that took multiple iterations to build into the perfect system, undergoing literal Lamarckian inheritance and evolutionary magic, all the way down to a fucking Lego block spread all over the floor, waiting for you to step on it.
Okay.
Have you stepped on a Lego? No, me never.
Brett, question. I know that you said that you've already watched the whole video. Is it okay if I can go to right here, 1635, dive into the fart part 4? Because it seems like there's just a lot of straw manning from 5 minutes and 15 seconds to 11 minutes and 42 seconds. Yes? Okay, let's do that. Okay. I trust Brett because he said that he watched the whole thing. And basically, we're going to be skipping to this section right here, 16 minutes, 35 seconds. Dive into the fart part 4. Because this whole section of from here to here is just straw manning. So let's do it.
Donkey Kong Country is truly perfect. If you do
He shows your name.
not get this amazing new generation of Donkey Kong madness, you are stupid. Yes, I know, that's insulting, but it's also the truth.
Bro. Okay, I know it's not the original creator, but if look, the voiceover guy, right?
You do not get this amazing new generation of Donkey Kong madness,
Right here.
you are stupid.
Right there. Right there. Yeah, right there.
Yes, I know, that's insulting, but it's also the truth.
Yeah, right there, right there. You know what that is, guys? You know what logical fallacy he committed? Come on, guys. Let me hear ya. Let me hear ya. We call it ad hominem. We call it ad hominem, people. That's ad hominem. I don't know. I don't know why he put these random clips either.
Sora
Okay.
Jens Sid says Sora has the power of waking, but then, despite Sora having spent untold amounts of games being really powerful because of his friendship power, Jens Sid says Sora has the power of waking, but then, despite Sora having spent untold amounts of games being really powerful because of his friendship power, his insane powers are downplayed because he nearly fell to darkness apparently. He must regain all the strength he lost, but when your entire narrative hinges on friendship powers, this is all redundant and asinine. He should be much stronger and positioned as such. This is the weirdest start to a story ever. And they basically character assassinated the most powerful light beam in the series in the first hour or so. The story's already tarded. Also, there's barely any gameplay in this opening section, and coupled with...
He did. He almost got in order. Yeah, you're right. That's the point. Exactly. It's just that it was just that powerful. He also loses his powers, so that's not a point you can make. Exactly. Yeah. Bro, how is he not understanding? Oh wait, Brett, you said you mentioned he never played the side games, right? And so because he never played the side games, therefore he never played DDD at all, right? Ah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. He doesn't understand it.
The anime and must regain his friendship. But then, despite Sora having spent untold amounts of games being really powerful because of his friendship power, his insane powers are downplayed because he nearly fell to darkness apparently. He must regain all the strength he lost, but when your entire narrative hinges on friendship powers, this is all redundant and asinine. He should be much stronger and positioned as such. This is the weirdest start to a story ever.
No, this is the weirdest argument ever. Because clearly you didn't play Dream Drop Distance. Clearly you didn't. We have a witness here in the chat and can confirm that you never play the side games at all. So you cannot make this point. Yeah, exactly. At least watch the cut. Yeah, you don't have to play the game at all. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to play DDD at all. Just watch. You can use your eyes and watch movies, right? Well, watch the cutscenes. But no, you didn't play the side games. Therefore, I don't think you have the right to criticize the story if you do not know, if you do not have knowledge of the whole entire story of the saga right before Kingdom Hearts 3.
And they basically character assassinated the most powerful light beam in the series in the first hour or so. The story's already tarded. Also, there's barely any gameplay in this opening section, and coupled with how the animation looks now, I've got a theory. Much like most other series in gaming right now, the director just wanted to make a movie. I mean, Pixar worked on this game, so yeah.
My mom's gonna watch the cutscenes with me since she doesn't like how the game's controlled, so why can't he? Yeah. Acting like he knows everything even though he didn't play the side games. Yeah, exactly. He was in the sleeping realm, like not the real area like KH3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When he got Norded, that he lost his powers, so exactly what Brett said. He lost his powers, so it's not a point that this creator can make. So that's already flawed. This is already flawed. This is already bad. So far he has two bad arguments. Within 17 minutes, the first 17 minutes, he presented two arguments right there, right? And so far, both arguments are bad. We can back it up, right? Because one, the most recent argument he just said was it was about how it was so stupid for Sora to essentially be level 1. But it was due to him lacking knowledge of the DDD cutscene story, right? So that's already bad. And number two is because of the Kingdom Hearts 2 having more of a balanced story throughout the Disney worlds, which not really. Nope. Again, Tron Worlds, Space Paranoids 1 and 2, Beast Castles 2. Yes, they had significance to the story, the main story, but that's it. That was just it. Cool. All right, two arguments. You're not the biggest fan of DDD because you don't really like the gameplay, but the story is great. Yeah, I think the story is great. It's really good too.
The planets were edging.
That's funny though. Gotta give it to him. That's funny shit. Wait, what if it wasn't actually intended as a joke? You never know with this guy. So I know what you're thinking, all those montages, let's get some gameplay. So obviously, we get another montage, because this game is a movie, and once you realise that, you also realise this game's obsession with cinematic moments, to the point the gameplay often becomes secondary, and the balance is lost, along with the soul. Hades,
Random equals funny. I guess so, yeah.
being an asshole, is apparently deserving of this great gravity, but he's always just been a sideshow. Why he gets the big bad treatment now is another weird decision that I can't answer, but hey, first level. Even Sora goes, Hades? A little later, like, really? This guy? I was like, yeah, apparently. Maybe he's the master of masters. Some people think it's Sora's dad, but it's like, no, people don't have sex in Kingdom Hearts. Sora is immaculately conceived by his mum. Even the pause menu's lost its soul. I'm not being dramatic, you are. Look at it. He's got some character, but it's veering more in the direction of that modern day corporate dumbed down crap. You know what I mean? That
I don't know what he's talking about, man. It's just all just gibberish right now.
homogenized anti-art. Look at the money and time played font. Look at that boring white. And the location font is white and also just some generic font that looks like it belongs on a fucking Excel spreadsheet. And it's tiny. Maybe I'm just old with bad eyes. Well, I don't look it. All of the colourful things look squished. Is this a consequence of HD gaming? If so, I
He knows who MOL is, but doesn't know DTD's story. Exactly. It's so ironic.
propose we all go back to SCART leads. Let's do it. Those 3 leads that you pop in the SCART cable, the red, yellow and white ones, and have it be blurry again. I don't remember what pixel count it was. Probably like 240p or some shit. Maybe 720 at a stretch. Ironically, with it being blurry, you'll still see things a lot better. At least the things you need to see. Hey, pause menus are important. We spend good time here. It's aesthetics. If I'm gonna gawk at shit, then I want to like what I'm looking at. I want to be inspired by it. Remember how blocky and wanky and colourful Kingdom Hearts was with its pause menus back in the day? In Kingdom Hearts 1, depending whatever you were looking at, that was what colour the pause menu would be. That's the level of intricate care that they put into it back in the day. Now, boring white. Corporate white. Work on your team synergy. I can hear the fucking adverts in my head. The Luke Stale script. Aesthetics are important.
I don't understand. How is this screen soulless, dude? How is it soulless, bro? Yes, they're not walking, but at least it shows their face and it shows their idle animations. At least they show emotion. I don't understand. How is this screen soulless? What's wrong with the font? What's wrong with the background color? Whatever. You can have it. I don't care. You can have it.
Now,
Oops, sorry.
boring white. Corporate white.
Cool.
Work
You can
on
have
your
it.
team. And if you want a more
He's a KH3 Glazer who wants a rehash of 2. Apparently, yeah, because, like, look. This screen right here, this is not a good argument. This is not soulless. It doesn't really... Okay, hold on.
Soulless.
Lacking character and individuality. Okay? That's the definition of soulless, right? So how is this right here? How is this menu screen lacking character or individuality? How? You know what? Compared to Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, this is the only Kingdom Hearts game where you have portraits. They're not walking. I'd say that's something that's unique to Kingdom Hearts 3's menu screen. That's pretty unique. And not only that, they show off actual emotions. Bro, to synthesis, please get talking with KH3 without random clips. Exactly. But here's my point. How is this soulless when there's no walking, but it has characters, these characters showing emotions? How is that not soulless when the other two didn't show emotions and they were walking? It doesn't make sense. If anything, KH2 pause menu is more soulless because it lacks individuality due to it basically being a copy of KH1 pause menu. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're right. It was almost a carbon copy of KH1. But this one, at least this one has flavor. Yes, it's not perfect, but at the same time, it's unique. It deviated from the standard of pause menus for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Right? We need to be objective, right? We have to be objective about this. We know that this screen right here, there's a lot of difference compared to KH1 and KH2 similarities. We need to at least acknowledge that. Again, we need to be objective here. There's a distinction of the Kingdom Hearts 3 menu screen compared to the similarities between Kingdom Hearts 1 menu screen and the Kingdom Hearts 2 menu screen. Right? And again, I've already pointed it out. You see these three characters, yes, they're not walking, which that's one deviation, but the second deviation is they're showing emotion at least. So that's two deviations right there. And number three is the layout. The layout of the background, the words, even the money and time, it's on the bottom right of the screen, not on the bottom left. So the overall layout is different. It deviated, which means there's already three deviations. So by that logic, if it has three deviations, then it has soul because it has character. It has individuality. The individuality is expressed by these three deviations. You're a KH1 Glazer, but you think the whole trilogy is good? Yeah, that's fine. It is good. All three games are good for sure. KH2 is the best in the series, therefore I can make no mistakes. Exactly. Reflect. Too much damage. Reflect.
Boring white. Corporate white. Work on your team sheet.
Magnet.
Fucking adverts in my head. Understand script. Aesthetics are important. And if you want a more sophisticated explanation, watch my Nia video. I don't know. Olympus is now a giant world instead of one room where we fight giant turds and maybe Sephiroth's wanky Kingdom Hearts claim. Now it feels like it's up in the heavens.
The win in here is insane.
Because it literally is. Turds and video. I don't know. Olympus is now a giant world instead of one room where we fight giant turds and maybe Sephiroth's wanky Kingdom Hearts claim. Now it feels like it's up in the heavens because it literally is, and it's complete with set pieces, conditional thingies, and many other things designed to distract you from this game's failings and keep you doped up on dopamine like you're looking at your smartphone and scrolling new videos instead of watching the one you clicked on. Hello. And this is the apex of wonder and novelty, so enjoy it while it lasts. Immediately, you'll notice the glowing wall of jizz, and then as if things couldn't get any better, it's the cosmic joke of the series who's literally never accomplished anything. Oh wait, no, it's both of them. It's Maleficent and Pete. He infected Riku's code with bugs. The meanie is looking for a black box, and this waste of a mystery will only be half answered right at the end of the game. We won't even find out what's in the box. And you know how Pete and Maleficent end this game? They continue to do nothing. They just walk away. Character writing was never paramount in Nomura, but now it's a mere afterthought completely. Anyway, the city's on fire or whatever, so we do at least get to do some Final Fantasy things. Okay, it's literally just one. It's this Moogle.
Okay, the argument when he mentioned about Pete and Maleficent didn't really do real significant stuff. Okay, I can at least agree with that. They didn't really do anything, and we don't even get a fight with them, with either of them. So that at least I can agree. Okay, so cool. Out of the 4 total arguments he made, only one of them is good. All right, fair. Again, we need to be fair. We have to be objective. Yeah, they only interacted with Sora and the gang once, but that was it. Right. They pretty much didn't really have any value to Kingdom Hearts 3, which is very unfortunate. That at least I can agree. Okay, we need to be fair, right? So, sure. You got it. You got a point at least.
Look at him. And now is gone. You'll notice these poles can be swung on like you're a pole dancer, so that means it's not just the walls that glow of that insidious, radiant jizz. It's the other bits of the architecture.
You think they'll be more important for? Yeah, I think even though they didn't have any value in Kingdom Hearts 3, I think they're intending to be like that way so that to set them up for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Architecture as well. I said architecture again. We're leaving that in. I say that every time. I'm sorry. Also, the mechanics aren't congruent with the story. At one point, a fire in the ground stops us from progressing. But did Nomura forget that Sora can literally run up walls now? Which walls can he run up? Whichever ones are more convenient for us to do the thing we want to do as writers. The world doesn't have to be coherent, doesn't have to make sense. That's fine. Was any effort put into this thing at all? All in the name of another scripted set piece, where you ride Goofy's shield for a few seconds. This game is so ass. It's ass. I won't detail every story beat. It did make sense, that's fine. Was any effort put into this thing at all? All in the name of another scripted set, more convenient. Nomura forget that Sora can literally run up walls now? Which walls can he run up? Whichever ones are more convenient for us to do the thing we want to do as writers. The world doesn't have to be coherent, doesn't have to make sense, that's fine. Was any effort put into this thing at all? All in the name of another scripted set piece, where you ride Goofy's shield for a few seconds. This game is so...
Tell me you don't understand game design without telling me? Yeah. Like, yeah, look, it's a fictional game. Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense for the sake of game design, right? There's a reason why Sora couldn't run up these walls, right? There's a reason why. It's to introduce to the player about, in this case, the Trinity sled from Goofy. The reaction commands that you can interact with Goofy, right? He wants to run up every wall in the game. I know, right? Tell me you don't. Yeah, exactly. So I don't. This is a very minor point. Very minor. I don't know how this contributes to Kingdom Hearts 3 being soulless. I really don't know. Story needs to make sense. The gameplay can make less sense because it's also partly Disney game. Exactly. Yeah. This is not really a good point, but again, it's very, very minor. It's not that the argument is not that doesn't really contribute to the whole point of being a soulless game. So I guess for this reason, I think when you made about this specific point, I think that's straw manning again.
That's fine.
I think this is a straw man.
Goofy's shield for a few seconds. This game is so ass. It's ass. I won't do.
Also, Brett, you said that. Tell me you don't understand game design without telling me. Yeah, clearly he doesn't really know about game design, and you can tell he just displayed the false equivalence fallacy as well. Like he's equating to the logic of I guess when Sora can run up to any wall, but he couldn't run up to that specific wall because of the Trinity sled introduction. Equating to making this game soulless. Yeah, that's false equivalence right there. So it's straw man and false equivalence again.
Tell every story beat, because the world in Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like a haphazard collection of unrelated novellas, as opposed to a cohesive story with an overarching narrative. Ziggy shows up and tells Sora that too many hearts in one place is dangerous, and then goes away. I like Ziggy, but that's all he says for now. I guess beating Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't really mean shit, but with stakes that low, who's to say it'll be enough this time? Who cares? We saved the day.
May your heart.
I guess they run out of budget. Riku and Mickey are...
What's the point? What was your point there? Huh? You can make the same argument for Kingdom Hearts 2. You can make the same argument. Zaldin in Beast Castles 1 literally did that. He talked, he taunted, he left. What's the point? Huh? What's the point? I don't understand. But it's KH2. I know, right? But come on. Bro, come on. If you're going to make that point, then you should at least acknowledge that point in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm pretty sure he did not, even though I didn't watch the video. He probably could have, he probably couldn't. I don't know. I really don't know. But like, come on now. Come on.
In the dark world, looking for Aqua, who's been down here for like 10 years maybe. They show Terra and Riku's scene from Birth by Sleep. So Aqua's down here, and I remember when Nomura did this interview prior to Kingdom Hearts 3 as part of the press for it, and he was asked about Aqua's fate. I still can't choose between Aqua and Aqua. Oh well. And he tried to be all deep about it and said how he's worried about...
Wasn't Zoldan aiming to turn Beast into a Heartless? That I'm not so sure. I do remember that Zoldan... Okay, Zoldan did steal the rose, but that was in the second visit. I was referring to the first visit in Beast's castle. And basically he just talked in the first visit and he left. Just like how Zigbar was talking at the end of Olympus and then fade to black. Both? Really? He wanted a sword to take down Beast's Heartless to collect the hearts? Yeah. But the thing is, he also like just left after saying some stuff. And it's like, what's the point? At least in the first visit. I know that he had more significance in the second visit, but the first visit, not so much. Not really. Anybody can spawn Heartless.
Any Aqua fans, and people were like, "Oh God, is he gonna?"
Because Beast was almost a Heartless. Oh yeah, he was almost a Heartless, and then we went to his room, and we had to work with the clock. Zigbar literally did a similar thing he did Olympus and Milan World. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Zigbar showed up in Land of Dragons in the first visit. He taunted the gang and he just left. Why does it have to always be Zigbar, man?
The killer? But this entire plot point goes literally nowhere. I can't choose parts of sleep. So Aqua, who's been down here for like...
But like... Come on, dude. Make your logic consistent at least, bro.
10 years maybe. They show Terra and Riku's scene from Birth by Sleep. So Aqua's down here, and I remember when Nomura did this interview prior to Kingdom Hearts 3 as part of the press for it, and he was asked about Aqua's fate. I still can't choose between Aqua and Aqua. Oh well. And he tried to be all deep about it and said how he's worried about any Aqua fans. And people were like, "Oh God, is he gonna kill her?" But this entire plot point goes literally nowhere. Even in Dark Aqua form, she doesn't actually do any heinous acts. Like most of what the series built up, it goes nowhere. But we do get to fight as Riku for a hot minute, so that's cool.
Aqua? She's like Sora.
What?
What the fuck was that reaction? Is this an inside joke
You're surprised he knows of Aqua? I'm surprised he knows of Aqua too, considering he didn't play all the side games.
between Nomura and his nut?
May your heart be your guiding key.
Skip.
I wasn't expecting Claire Farron to give me a spiritual experience, but maybe that's just an occupational hazard of naming you gummy ship Claire Farron. But here we are, with some gummy shit. The gummy ship stuff is much better. And flying through space is a phenomenological experience that I'd only usually get reading Arthur Schopenhauer at midnight. I'm not overplaying it. This little minigame of sorts is one of the most wonderful things in gaming.
Okay, look, he presented another argument. That's good. I agree with this argument. Gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts, the gummy system in Kingdom Hearts 3, much better. Much better overall. But how does that contribute to your whole point of Kingdom Hearts 3 being a soulless game? If anything, you're counteracting your point.
One of the best time sinks. It feels so...
But at least I agree with you on this point. KH3 gummy ship is much better. Yeah, I'll give you that.
antithetical to how the rest of the game operates, and I'd wager it's by design, or was designed by somebody else. And for a game I'm trashing from every conceivable angle, it would seem. So it is. Well, I find the one thing I cannot say a single bad thing about. I find this ship exploration thing genuinely wonderful. There are loads of fun levels, and instead of a top-down overworld that's really small, levels look like they belong in space. And it's basically a big open world in space to explore and find cool things, even when you're not doing a specific mission.
Okay.
There's lots of little secrets in here. Customizing your ship is now easier as well, So there's a surprising amount of depth in this thing, much like Kingdom Hearts 2, but taken up another level. I gotta give them credit for this, for caring enough about this one. If they cared this much about the main story.
Yeah, at least he found something positive. Exactly. But that's the thing. How does that contribute to his main point of Kingdom Hearts 3 being a soulless game? It doesn't. So that kind of that his army that kind of hurt him. That really hurt his main point. I mean, so I don't know, man. I mean, good thing he acknowledged the good stuff, but at the same time, it really hurts your point right there.
I know. But our ship is indeed Claire Farron, and she's all pink. Beautiful stuff. That's
yeah, right.
Warned, if you're listening to music that is good, it gets kind of existential after a while. And after about an hour of flying around in space, I found it difficult to reorient myself back to the real world. The more I put some weird shit into this thing, man, be careful. What the fuck is a meow wow? Must be a dream drop dildo thing, right? I mean, I don't mind being in the air, but I never liked it enough to rent a fucking house. Floaty. Yeah, it's a word that holds a special place in every Kingdom Hearts fan's lexicon, sometime post-2019, as it happens. Because when I was fighting the big dude at the start, I realized
Floaty.
I managed to actually stay in the air, spamming the same combo for approximately 9 separate rotations. And it dawned on me, this is even easier than I'm used to. It's like being Noctis from FF15, but without the fun. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the combat felt like the final evolution of a Pokemon, like Charizard. Now it feels like a Bidoof. Combat is brightly coloured, it's loud and it's abrasive, but that means it's no longer smart, well constructed and common sense. Once again, that pesky common sense thing has been sacrificed at the altar of gimmicks. Gimmicks this time. Introducing flow motion was already pushing it, but now we have that and the brand new attraction summons. Yes, they're summons. Non-sentient summons, that's how I see them. They basically play the game for you, like it's Final Fantasy 16. And if your combat is even vaguely similar to FF16, those drugs you're taking probably ain't very good. With the amount of time Sora spends in mid-air, he could file his taxes in another area code, and when you factor in the flow motion pole dancing that Sora does now...
You hate that word floaty to describe things when it comes to KH? Yeah. Oh yeah. And like, look, it's an entirely different game, alright? You're allowed to have different elements in your future games compared to your past games, right? Are we not allowed to have that anymore? And anyways, that's not my point. The point is, this floaty combat, it still works. Yes, you're in the air a lot of the times, but you can still do a lot of things in the air. Like, for example, you can use items in the air. Before, you couldn't do that. In Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you could never use any items in the air whatsoever. You couldn't, right? So that's already an upgrade. That was already an upgrade. Second, you can cancel your attacks with a defensive option. What's up, Bugs? How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well. Anyways, number 2, you can cancel any of your attacks with a defensive option, whether that be a guard, air slide, or even air step. You can air step. Using items in the air is so useful and critical. Exactly, it is very, very useful. So like, yeah, that's already 2 upgrades. That's already 2 upsides in Kingdom Hearts 3 combat when you're in the air, right? Let's keep going.
I think it's a dream drop distance thing. The game starts to feel like it has a vendetta against gravity. Gravity was never your friend in Kingdom Hearts. I remember hating it because I wasn't very good at platforming in the first game. All in the name of spectacle. Moments, basically. But the real moments that last.
You never knew you could use items in the air for your first playthrough? That's fine. I mean, it's your first ever playthrough, so you're not going to know everything about the game. You're not going to know a lot of stuff anyways, so that's totally fine.
The ones that build on solid foundations. And this combat system has so little of a foundation that even if there was, we'd just hover above it anyway. But hey, stay up in the air long enough and you might just forget the foundation below was built on literal sand. Maybe that was their line of thinking. Just kidding. They weren't thinking. They've taken one of the most structured systems in any action game and bastardized it for normies. Also, the people who want balance and structure can complain while the modern audience wanks over some theme park shit. It's not like it was ever perfect, but it was close, man. Had they gotten rid of those annoying quirks in Kingdom Hearts 2 where you just kind of a passenger doing reaction commands for some of it and just translated it to the modern era, it could have been my favorite, or at least right up there. Could have been.
It would be kind of weird if he's doing a retrospective off of first playthrough though. I think so too. Okay, look, here's the thing I will agree on is this game obviously is tailored towards the casuals a lot more now than before. As you don't like the attractions because they break a game. Exactly. So I will agree with this point right here that, as I've said so many times in the past, a lot of Sora's moves and tools dole out a lot of AoE nukes, right? So basically, almost all of his tools are essentially doing the same, are essentially achieving the same purpose, which is damaging a lot of enemies, AoE nukes, etc., right? So that is a point I can agree on, right? I think when you have tools that achieve or have the same purpose, it does kind of lose its bit of identity. So I will gladly agree on this point right here. I think this is his best argument so far, and he's showing gameplay as evidence. Yeah. So you know what? Props to you. Props to you. I can at least admit that that's a good point. We need to at least admit it, right? So good job. Good point. Very good point.
Made it faster and I wouldn't have minded. I like Nier Automata and that's fast as hell.
Good point.
That is uninspired, repetitive, boring, and once the novelty wears off, it'll be much easier to see.
Yeah.
Magic spells look great though. Yeah, wow. What a ringing endorsement.
It does get boring when most of your tools achieve the same purpose. It makes the gameplay bland for the most part. So yeah, I can fully agree on that. Sure.
In fact, the boss fight with the Titan Tornado is a rip-off of the Leviathan fight. It's not that it's not fun sometimes, it's just too much. Option paralysis. It never stops moving. It's too hectic, it's too afraid to sit with itself and not be all systems go all the time. It's all too ubiquitous. It's afraid of things being the same for more than a few seconds. It's less evolution and more chaotic for the sake of it, without a foundation. And with the dream thingies, it's even more variety of nothingness. Way too much spectacle and not enough depth. Somehow they managed to throw in way too much and yet take everything good away. A plethora of nothingness, a multiverse of minutia. So yeah, great combat system.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'll never hit the ground again.
That's a big reason you play on criticals, because you can turn them off. Yeah. Okay, look at this guy, right? Look at this right here. Look at this. Let's rewatch this again.
Yeah, great combat system.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'll never hit the ground again.
Gee, bro, I wonder why. Maybe it's because you keep attacking and mashing. Why are you mashing, dude? You don't need a mash. Just calm down and look at the enemy and see what it's doing. Clearly, it's trying to approach you, to attack you. So maybe you should, I don't know, stay on the ground and start defending like a guard or dodge roll or air slide. I don't understand his logic. Ugh. I'll never hit the ground when I keep pressing. When I keep pressing the X button, when I'm mashing in the air with the combo master ability on, when I keep pressing the X button, oh no, how will I touch the ground? How will I touch the ground? When I keep mashing X. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Or sorry, not stupid, how ridiculous that sounds. Why are you complaining about the combat when clearly it's out of your own actions? You know you can control your actions and just, oh, I don't know, stop mashing. Why are you mashing to begin with? Your favorite is to carry and hit hard? Carry and hit hard. Oh, you mean parry. Parry and hit hard, right? I thought that was a C. Parry, okay. On standard, you don't really need to guard, but this point is stupid. Yeah. So, okay. If it's on beginner, standard, or proud mode, yes, that's fine. Whatever. It's tailored to the casuals. But when you're playing on critical mode, it's a big story. It's a whole entire different story, right? Like you need to have some defensive fundamentals in critical mode, right? But obviously, he's not you can see the MP bar. He's not playing on critical mode at all. So just look at his health bar. That's definitely standard. Yeah, exactly. You don't think he knows how to guard? Yeah, yeah. Just X X X X X X right here, right here, right here. This is the 3 button in Tekken. This is the 3 button. He never considered to, I don't know, press the 1 button, his jab in Tekken. He never considered to press square to guard. He keeps mashing X X X X X. Come on, bro. What's up, cat? I know it does look. You're probably wondering why I'm yelling and and acting crazy. It's like doing a combo Tekken and being like, "Oh my gosh, my opponent isn't hitting the ground. Oh my gosh." Cat, if you're wondering why, look at this. Look at this point. Look at this point he's making.
Nothingness, a multiverse.
Or look at this complaint right here. Watch this.
Great combat system.
Watch this.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'll never hit the ground again.
Let me replay it one more time.
It's a multiverse of
One more time.
So yeah, great combat system.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'll never hit the ground again.
Exactly, cat. You get my point. You can hit the ground whenever you want. You know what? After saying that the KH3 floatiness is bad for the combat, and then he follows it up with this specific scene. Oh boy, he does not know how to. He has no his defense stat is 0. He has no defense, all aggression, all offense, all mindless offense. Just doing X X X X. It could be rage bait, but at the same time, I see a lot of casuals playing on the first time. They would always smash X X X. And you know what? It's understandable because they're playing on beginner standard proud. Right. I get that. But still, you need to actually think. Complaining about the combat being floaty while actively making the combat floating himself. Exactly. Exactly. Oh boy. Oh boy, bro. Oh freaking boy. But he's doing retrospective off of first playthrough. I know. You can tell. You can tell it's his first playthrough. Okay, next.
I missed a PS2.
Hashtag Realm of Darkness. As you can see,
I missed a PS2.
Oh, I must have PS. No, he's saying I missed the PS2. Of course, he missed the PS2. You can retrospective off of first playthrough if you can make that clear. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kat. But he didn't. He did not specify at all. He's so old, misses the PS2 for that KH3 glaze. Exactly. Oh boy, KH2 is a whole different game. It's straw man. It's straw man again. It's straw man city.
hashtag Realm of Darkness. As you can see,
you miss the PS2 too. I do too. But we can say that because we're not making a KH3 video about it. Yeah, it is unrelated, but we can say that because we're not the ones who made a KH3 video. He can't say that because that's strawmanning right there.
the characters are social media addicts now, and smartphones exist in this universe. It's so cringe when developers do this. What the fuck are they thinking? Smartphones exist in this universe. It's so cringe when developers do this. What the fuck are they?
What?
Do.
Hashtag Realm of Darkness. As you can see, the characters are social media addicts now, and smartphones exist in this universe. It's so cringe when developers do this. What the fuck are they thinking?
Main argument. KH3 is a soulless piece of crap. One point he's making. Oh, these Instagram posts are so cringy. What the frick are the developers thinking? Bro, the Instagram posts is what makes them have soul. Do you know why? Because it adds individuality to the Kingdom Hearts 3 thing. You do not get to see Instagram posts like in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 during the pause menu, or pause, oh no, sorry, not pause, the loading screens, actually. It's better than nothing. You got to check the comments. Some people hate world building. You don't know why. What's up, Inspire? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. As you may have guessed, we are reacting to his video, and I'm basically sharing my thoughts, covering his each of his points. Right. Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Thank you. So this is what. So remember, his whole argument, right, is KH3 is a soulless piece of crap, right? And this is one of his points right here. Oh. Or I guess I can use this as an example, right? Oh, no, we're not doing that. We need to move on.
Hashtag Realm of Darkness.
Right
As
here.
you can see, the characters are social media addicts now, and smartphones exist in this universe. It's so cringe when developers do this. What the fuck are they thinking?
So basically, this is one of the arguments is he thinks that having Instagram posts during the loading screens is only in the loading screens, right? Having those IG posts is cringy. But here's the thing though. You remember his whole point, his main argument is KH3 is soulless, right? And if you know what the word soulless means, it means it has no identity, no individuality, no distinction, right? That's what it means if you look up at the dictionary. But here's the thing. Instagram posts during the loading screens is unique to Kingdom Hearts 3. Very, very unique. Yes, people will find it cringy, but just because you find it cringy doesn't make it soulless at all. Right? Right? Clearly, obviously, it's unique. We don't get to see that in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Cringe adds so much soul. Exactly. Exactly. You're right, Kat. It does. Who cares if it's cringe? Again, if you think it's cringe, that's a whole another argument. That's straw man. It's different. It's unrelated. No one cares if it's cringy or not. It still adds soul to the game. It's Instagram posts, for Christ's sake. Not a straw man? Oh, wait, you're right. Cringe adds so much soul. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Ad hominem. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yes. Thank you. It's ad hominem. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I said straw man. That's my bad. Okay, that's not my fault. That's on me. That's my fault. Yeah, cringe is something. Yeah, they're attacking the character of the game. Exactly. But yeah, you see it. You see our point though. What's his name again? Magic. I'm just gonna call you Magic. Magic. Do you not see what you've literally edited in your video? Wait, is he the editor? I think he is the editor. Yeah, it seems like he is the editor. Yeah, this person is going crazy. You're right. Literally, when he edited this video, he didn't take time to, I don't know, fact check it. They must really hate 15 remake, P5, and GOW because they do the same thing. Exactly, Inspire. You're right. He probably hates them, but those games are unrelated. We're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, right? So we need to be objective about it. But yeah, who cares if it's cringe? That's ad hominem, bro. Why are you displaying the ad hominem fallacy? Bro, if you're going to make an argument, do not attack the character. Attack the point. Please attack the point. Holy crap, is it really that hard to attack the point? The power of editing is a pretty powerful tool. Yes, indeed, it is. And here's the best part about editing. You have full control of it, assuming you have no team. You have found a huge underground place to explore? Ooh. I don't remember what it was. But I'm assuming since Spirit hasn't played all the way through, try your best not to spoil it. Anyways, let's go back to the video. Let's go back.
Smartphones exist in this universe. It's
terrible argument. Very terrible argument. Oh, it's in Twilight TT? Okay, got it.
Audience soon. It's like Yoshi P. We weren't able to get the modern audience. Then stop pandering to them. Stop pandering to the younger people. It's us fucking millennials.
Oh, you saw the first world. Okay, gotcha.
To them. Stop pandering to the younger people. It's us fucking millennials that have stuck with you idiots for so long.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You be Riku's thinking, but that's alright. Okay, got it. Thank you for the clarification.
Pander to us instead. What these idiots fail to realise is they just need to make good games and they're not talented enough to do it. Either way, I hope you're ready for Aqua's OnlyFans arc, because that darkness has been consuming her for quite a few years now. She's behind on rent and she has many fans. I would never. My friends are my Instagram followers. You can take selfies too. Great. I bet that got a couple streamers to do the fucking thumbnail face while they played their corporate sponsored bull. I bet my friends are my Instagram followers. You can take selfies too. Great. I bet that got a couple streamers to do the fucking thumbnail face while they played their corporate sponsored bullshit playthrough of the game and didn't say anything bad about it because they're all fucking calm down. Let's take a breather. Fucking hell.
Yeah, you're right. Let's take a breather, okay? Bro, what is wrong with adding selfies in the game? What is wrong with letting people take selfies in the game? He sounds very bitter or pissed off. Exactly. Yeah, she's a little kid. OLED is a little kid. Or they're all high schoolers. Anyways. That's another point he made, right? Is that he finds adding selfies to the game pandering to little children, and that it shouldn't be a feature, right? Or essentially, it shouldn't be adding it shouldn't be a feature. If we're going to paraphrase it, right? But that's the thing, bro. How is that soulless? How is that soulless, bro? How is having selfies in the game soulless? Yeah, no joy, no whimsy. I don't understand. Your main argument is, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless. And yet you brought up a feature that brings soul. He says not to pattern to the youth, but adding stuff to encourage the youth to play gave them the largest... adding stuff to encourage the youth to play gave them the largest selling Kingdom Hearts game. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Spira. Clearly, when you have the youth, you know, play your game and they think it's fun and they really enjoy it, I don't know, that's probably a good sign. It tells you that it's a good sign that it has some soul. It has soul. One point he brought up was that millennials play this game and shouldn't pander to a younger audience. At this point, what millennial doesn't have Instagram or other forms of social media? Exactly. How does he not understand that fact? There are plenty of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, even rarely 40-year-olds having Instagram or other social media accounts. Exactly. You literally popularized a selfie. What is so wrong with that, Magic? You like the camera feature because you can add the organization members and have them do funny things? Exactly. And you can also taunt them while you're fighting them, right? Which is, you know what? Oh, yeah. Good point. You know what, Brett? Good point. When you're fighting anybody, when you're fighting any fight, including super bosses, right? And when you're fighting a super boss, you can, I guess, in the middle or before they do their next attack, right? You can take pictures. You can take selfies right as before they do their attack. I feel like that gives soul too, because you couldn't do that in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. You couldn't do that at all. That's unique. Like, clearly, you don't have to take a selfie in the middle of a fight. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, the people were creative. People were so creative that they can just taunt the enemy by just taking a selfie during the middle of the match or during the middle of your fight. I think that's sweet. I think that's really, really cool. That gives soul. Clearly, it has identity. It's a unique identity to Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's really cool. Anyways, let's go.
Take a breather, man. Well, at least I'll be the first to get free review copies of Kingdom Hearts 4 when it comes out during the apocalypse. Hope it was worth it, you fucking shills. Now, it's a sad juxtaposition, but I imagine if you looked at how I spoke of Twilight Town in my Kingdom Hearts 2 essay versus this one, it'd be kind of like looking at me before and after I realised Santa isn't real. But while it is a nice place, every ounce of artistic integrity has been sacrificed at the altar of some wanky new game mechanic that no one asked for and isn't very good at all, where you can become some glue-footed fuckboy who runs up and down walls for no discernible reason. Oh wow, I'm really grumpy. Good, I'd be worried if I wasn't. It's obnoxious. I bloody despise the glowy walls, wanky walls, jizz walls. It's tiresome, it's tacky, tasteless, and tits. It puts me off. Yeah, being a human spider with magnet feet is kinda cool for a couple seconds, but the game's like 30 hours long. A couple minutes pass and the novelty dies. It's an aesthetic trade-off that could have been thrown in the bin and should have been thrown in the bin. In the writing room. Chuck it out. And then check it out.
What's wrong with these walls, dude? What's wrong with these walls? How does that relate to Kingdom Hearts 3 being a soulless game? I don't understand that. You couldn't run up walls and do flow motion in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 at all. You do agree that walls are eyesore? Sure, fine. You can agree to that. But how is that soulless? You can run up to walls, do your parkour, and use flow motion. You could not do that in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 whatsoever. So how is that soulless? You couldn't do it.
In the bin and should have been thrown in the bin. In the writing room. Chuck it out. And then check it out, because you can cook meals now with the help of Twatatooey, and it's an endearing little inclusion. I quite like it. Gotta be balanced, talk about the...
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I thought he said he was gonna hate it. I thought he said he was gonna hate cooking food with Remy from Ratatouille. I really thought. Based on his tone, I really thought he was gonna make a terrible argument, but good. Okay, at least he can admit to that.
Since we're finally measuring a Kingdom Hearts game in something other than megabytes...
You hate the egg mini game, but that's it? Yeah.
There are NPCs now, so the place feels alive. At least when the glowy walls are in the...
Wait, what did he say?
Bytes, gotta be balanced, talk about the good things too. And since we're finally measuring a Kingdom Hearts game in something other than megabytes, there are NPCs now, so the place feels alive. At least when the glowy walls are in the periphery of your vision instead of the center of it. Not to get too metaphysically ontological, but it's like how I feel about remakes in general when you look at Twilight Town.
You like the cooking, but you want it to return and be improved because it can be better? Oh yeah, for sure, it can be better. But at least, you know, having cooking as a mechanic, I'd say that it adds soul to the game. And thank God he admitted that having NPCs in like Twilight Town or, you know, any other world adds a lot of livelihood to the game. Like you're actually in a world where there's a community involved. So pretty much that point right there contradicts to his main point of Kingdom Hearts 3 being soulless. Anyways,
If you're younger, you dream of what a video game might look like in a few decades.
I mean, props to him for admitting that he does like the NPCs and food, but still, I don't understand how that contributes to the whole Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless.
We certainly did that in the early 2000s. And the funny thing is, back then it was cutting edge, and then a few decades later, you're told that a remake or a sequel is coming out, and you finally see the places from decades past with those shiny new graphics, and you realize, oh, it's not superior at all. It's inferior. The
Sorry.
graphics was cutting edge, and then a few decades later, you're told that a remake or a sequel is coming out, and you finally see the places from decades past with those shiny new graphics, and you realize, oh, it's not superior at all. It's inferior. The graphical upgrade is a downgrade, masquerading as an upgrade. It's like you think you're about to eat a Marmite sandwich, but it's just shit. It wasn't the graphics that made you fall in love with the place, and that's what you realize, but so many people allow themselves to be tricked into thinking they're more important than they are, these graphics things. It's art style, it's art direction, that is what made these worlds memorable back in the day. Changing any of that destabilizes everything if you go too far with it. You've got to be careful, and if you're going to do it, it ain't going to go well most likely, and this is a great example of it. And I won't say it never goes well, because FF7 Rebirth's world may have been formulaic as it pertains to its mechanical composition, and how you navigate and work around it, but the aesthetics and the...
How is this bad? How is Kingdom Hearts 3 graphics a downgrade? How? Look at Twilight Town! Look at it! Compared to Kingdom Hearts 2 Twilight Town, it has much more soul. How? The graphics are way better. Yes, you're right, Kat. They are 10 times better. Oh yeah, you're right. Mr. Tuffy. You're absolutely right. Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm so stupid. It's because it's not Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, you're right. Oh. I would understand if you didn't like the style they went for, but acting like the graphics are exactly. It's such a weird point to make. That is so weird. Yeah, Chris, it's made in Unreal Engine, so it's bad, clearly. Yeah. That's basically what this guy, Magic, just summarized. That's like how you paraphrase it. KH3 is one of the most beautiful games you ever laid eyes on. Yeah, clearly the graphics is so much better. It's so much better. You can clearly see it. You don't have to decipher it. It's there. It's right in front of your eyes when you play the game. Especially the Caribbean. Oh, the Caribbean whenever you're exploring islands. Oh, man. Mwah! The ocean, the islands, the sun. Oh, don't get me started on King of the Corona. That's my favorite world. And I love the aesthetics. I love the graphics of Kingdom of Corona. It's beautiful. Pirates Island is beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful too. Even though you don't really like the Frozen world, it's gorgeous. Oh yes, absolutely, it's gorgeous. I love seeing the Northern Lights, bro. The Northern Lights when it's dark. Magnificent. Great graphics for Frozen. For Arendelle, I love it. And then this guy is like, Kingdom Hearts 3 graphics is very inferior, actually. And don't be blindsided. Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad when it comes to graphics.
Bible faithful. KH3, on the other hand, drops the artistic direction in the bin and paints over it with stupid glowy walls and pillars, thereby nullifying the creativity of the original and the new version. Twilight Town was a beautiful place because it was subtle. That's why Twilight Town was so lovely. It felt like a Saturday morning. Even in its louder moments, it carried this air of quiet and solitude. It breathed out an understated kind of beauty and felt peaceful and warm. It doesn't feel like Twilight Town anymore. The lighting isn't as vibrant, and being able to go up so high has the opposite effect, instead showing you just how small everything is, instead of actually being quite small but feeling larger, which PS2 developers did incredibly well. Basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 makes you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. This one feels cold and sterile.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Look what he just said.
Incredibly well. Basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 makes you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. This one feels.
Oh, let me say that again. Let me say that again.
Basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 makes me want to play Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, no. Sorry. One more time. One more time.
Incredibly well.
One more time.
Basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 makes me want to play Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, you're right, Brett. He finally admitted it. Basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 makes Magic, what's his full name? Makes Magic Echo Luke want to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Straw man? Anybody? Straw man? No one cares about Kingdom Hearts 2 when it comes to this point. Kingdom Hearts 2 is unrelated. Don't talk about Kingdom Hearts 2, please. Straw man. Do not straw man. Bugs, the light isn't as vibrant, and he went to the theaters where it's supposed to be dark. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, why? Oh my gosh, he should have went to the mansion. Dude. He's not making sense. There's no logic. Oh boy. You think the more important critique to Twilight Town in 3 is that it only has the main plaza, forest, and mansion. You wish it had the rest of the areas like the Sandlot. Yes. That is a good and valid critique right there. If Magic Echo Luke made that point that you just said, Crisp, I would give props to him for at least admitting that and putting it into the game, or putting it into his video. That's a good argument. I will agree 100% for sure. But he didn't. Even as someone who has problems with Kingdom Hearts 3 as a game, this review is really bad. Yes, if we're looking at it from an unbiased, logical perspective, and being 31 minutes into the video, having him show all of his points that contribute to the topic, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a soulless game, so far, at least 50% of the video, it's a pretty bad review. Logically speaking, and no bias, objectively speaking, so far for the first half of this video, this review is bad so far. You wanted to sit on the clock tower in the game, but it's not the end of the world. Exactly, it's not the end of the world. At least you get to see the clock tower. At least there's a cutscene where the clock tower is shown with Syx and Lee. You think this video is interesting because there are a ton of similar sentiment when it comes to FF7Rs. To you, it seems that people have a hard time putting their nostalgia aside to actually enjoy the game, which is apparent when he said he wants to go play Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah, let me hear one more time.
PS2 developers did incredibly well. Basically,
one more time.
Kingdom Hearts 3 makes you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, you're right. As someone who played FF7 OG, you love both remake and rebirth. Yeah, I think people should have some appreciation from, the past early games to the modern games, and have an objective, non-biased standpoint. They need to look at it from a bigger picture. Did the creators of KH2 not make KH3? Well, I think I know that when it comes to the combat mechanics, the Tokyo team was the one who originally made the KH2 combat. But now in Kingdom Hearts 3, it was the Osaka developers who made the Kingdom Hearts 3 combat. As far as like writing and the overall theme of Kingdom Hearts, I don't know. I really don't know. You heard FF7 Rebirth is one of the worst travesty in gaming. Haven't either OG or remakes though. Oh, you haven't played? Okay, you haven't played. Yeah. There you go, Inspired. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, usually, the Tokyo team doesn't exist anymore. So at least in the Kingdom Hearts community, there'll be people have this keyword Osaka tendencies, and the reason why they say Osaka tendencies is because there are some issues that the Osaka team did not look at or did not fix from point 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, look, not every team is not going to be perfect for sure. But yeah, before it was the Tokyo team. Now, modern Kingdom Hearts games, it's Osaka. Your biggest problem with FF7 Rebirth is all the blow they add into the game. I wouldn't know because I never played it before. But I trust your word. You love Rebirth. It was the first game you got the platinum try. Wow, nice. All the mini games are character world building. Nice. All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
This one feels cold and sterile. I don't care how many pixels or polygons I'm looking at, it doesn't have a soul. Anyway, as for the story,
what?
I don't care how many pixels or polygons I'm looking at, it doesn't have a soul. Anyway, as for the story,
huh?
I don't care how many pixels or polygons I'm looking at, it doesn't have a soul.
The graphics, bro. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Anyway, as for the story, this scene
That's a bad
with
point.
eavesdropping helping us with the Twilight data computer is the perfect analog for this game's story. It drags a lot. What could have been said in 1 minute took approximately 5, and literally every line of dialogue just came with this lethargy attached to it. Fatigue, basically. And literally nothing interesting happened. It wasn't worth the time they gave it. Ansem and Xemnas, whom I guess never actually died after all, meaning it wasn't worth the time they gave it.
I don't know if I can agree with that point.
For this game's story, it drags a lot. What could have been said in 1 minute took approximately 5, and literally every line of dialogue just came with this.
Okay, that one's I don't know. It's mixed. I have a mixed feeling with it about his point being that the dialogue drags and that it can just be summed up in 1 minute instead of like 10 minutes. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1 do the exact same thing too, but again, those are two separate games. I don't know. I have a mixed feeling about this.
Lethargy,
but I'll let it slide for now.
Basically. And literally nothing interesting happened. It wasn't worth the time they gave it. Ansem and Xemnas, whom I guess never actually did interesting happened. It wasn't.
You think the dialogue being that is just part of KH? Yeah. It's like being, it's the essence of KH. Is their quirk? That's just their quirks. That's the Kingdom Hearts quirks. How their dialogue is, right?
Worth the time they gave it. Ansem and Xemnas, whom I guess
also
interesting happened. Lethargy attached to it. Fatigue, basically.
He said
literally nothing interesting happened.
The statement and literally nothing interesting happened. That is an opinion that does not contribute to your point at all. You said literally nothing happened. That's false because there's at least one point of dialogue that is interesting to at least one person. So that argument is invalid. That argument is invalid. And literally nothing interesting happened. What is that called? There's a logical fallacy about that. I forgot what is it called. It was list of fallacies. I think it was like over something. Like over exaggeration or something like that. Or what if I just look it up? Like, or is it simplification? No. No, not straw man. That was not straw man. Hold on. Hyperbole. You know what? It could be it. Maybe it's this one. Hold on. The hyperbole fallacy occurs when the argument relies on extreme exaggeration or overstatement to make a point, treating hyperbole claims as literal truths. I think it is hyperbole right there. Yeah, right here. I think he displayed the hyperbole fallacy right there, saying that literally nothing interesting happened with every single dialogue. That is the hyperbole fallacy. So this argument is invalid for sure. Oh, you forgot she was a teacher? Oh, nice. I didn't know about that. That's cool. Were you like an English teacher back then? Okay, let's keep going.
It wasn't worth the time they gave it. Ansem and Xemnas, whom I guess never actually died after all, meaning death really does mean nothing in this series, and they look so silly when you put them next to each other and give them the same clothes as well. Total oral loss. This series has lost its nut. Why are Ansem and Mansex a tag team now? Why do they speak in sync? They're a boy band. After this, we have to go around town finding ingredients, even though we've picked up loads already. So that's another 5 minutes for nothing. I don't know why the hell they do this. It's dog shit game design. Now we can use the rat's help to make perfectly safe food though, so that's kind of fun. So in Twilight Town, literally nothing ever
Because they're just that good.
happens. Meanwhile, in a secluded woodland...
Go back? Okay, let's go back. Here, let's go right here. Sure, or no, right here. All right, Bucks, let me know. Oopsie.
Loss. This series has lost its nut. Why are Ansem and Mansex a tag team now? Why do they speak in sync? They're a boy band. After this, we have to go around town finding 9 ingredients, even though we've picked up loads already. So that's another 5 minutes for nothing. I don't know why the hell they do this. It's dog shit game design. Now we can... band. After this, we have to go around town finding 9 ingredients.
After going around town finding 9 ingredients.
I know we've picked up loads already. So that's another 5 minutes for nothing. I don't know why the hell...
It's another 5 minutes for nothing.
They do this. It's dog shit game design.
It's dog crap game design. You've taught freshman and sophomore English. Okay. Well, bro, Inspire, you are perfect for this kind of stream. You are perfect because you can help me back up my claims. You can help me identify logical fallacies like this guy right here. Yeah, it's soulless. Yeah, it's definitely soulless. Thank you, Bucks, for telling me to go back, because damn, how did I miss this? Yeah, Mr. Typha, you said also if you paid attention, it gives you a reason why. Definitely not a good reason why they're back, but still a reason. Yeah, it does give you a reason. You're right. Yeah, and this is my crash out era, dude. Bro, you can certainly try. Yeah, yeah, right here, right here. One more time.
We're a boy band. After this, we have to go around town finding 9 ingredients, even though we've picked up loads already. So that's another 5 minutes for nothing. I don't know why the hell they do this. It's dog shit game design.
Oh boy, why is finding 9 ingredients dog crap game design? Why? Huh?
Now we can use the rat's help to make perfectly safe food though, so that's kind of dog
You're not gonna go in depth with that answer?
Literally nothing ever happens.
Magic Echo Luke?
In a secluded
Really? Really?
We've picked up loads already. So that's another 5 minutes for nothing. I don't know why the hell they do this. It's dog shit game design.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not look. If Magic Echo Luke was willing to ban Brett in his own stream for Brett telling him to consider playing the side games before uploading his KH3 review, then yeah, I am not going to debate him, because based on his tone, based on his actions, it doesn't seem that he does not want to have a productive conversation at all. So no, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. No, I have no time for people who are stubborn and are not willing to be open-minded. No. No. Yeah, no. How long? We are in 32 minutes. We're 32 minutes in, almost 33. So we're over halfway done. Over half. Yeah, this guy does not want to change his opinion at all. No, no, no. No, no, especially with his strawmans, with his ad hominems, with his false equivalences, with his hyperbole. Blah, blah, blah. No. No, not at all. Holy crap. Holy crap.
Now we can use the rat's help to make perfect.
Also, finding ingredient. The game introduced you to food by finding 9 ingredients, right? And so when you find ingredients, you can make certain recipes. So that way you can make certain foods to give you different buffs, different stat buffs, which is very essential to the game, especially if you're playing on critical mode, right? Especially if you're playing on critical mode. Actually, you know what? Even if you're not playing on critical mode, right? It's very, very essential, at least in the early to mid game. In early to mid game, food is very, very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, you have to find ingredients right before you leave the world. Exactly. And you find ingredients after this. And he's still in Twilight Town. Yeah. Anyways, finding ingredients and food is what makes this game have soul. Because you could not do that at all. There was no food making. There was no ingredient hunting in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So by that logic, having that feature of ingredient hunting and making food in Kingdom Hearts 3 contributes to having soul. Because it's its own thing. It's unique to Kingdom Hearts 3.
We say food though, so that's kind of fun. So in Twilight Town, literally nothing.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about cooking. Exactly. But it's there for other people to enjoy with. And when people enjoy one aspect of the game that's unique to the game exclusively, that usually means there's soul in the game. There is soul. It's not soulless, it's soul. So his argument is already invalid.
Nothing ever happens.
Already.
Meanwhile, in a secluded woodland area, Kyrie and Lee, whom I'll start calling Axel again starting now, are like a buddy cop show duo. From their humble beginning when Axel kidnapped her, now they're best friends. I guess the moral of the story is, if there's a cute girl you like, a little kidnapping can really win a heart. Axel is the shining light in this game. Got it memorized? We'll get this memorized too, because King Mickey explains the formation of Organization 13, and about 3 sentences in, I gave up. Terra got naughted, and then he and Naughty kind of became this weird Xehanort thingy, and then split his heart from his body, and then there was a nobody and a heartless, and here's why, and fuck this noise. You have not earned the right to get me to even attempt to commit this pretentious fucking horseshit to memory, Nomura. This is the moment where you realize that Nomura is the worst writer.
We're going to skip this section because, as what Brett said, clearly he did not play the side games to the point where he will never understand the story if he skipped to the game from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. So his point is already invalid when you lack knowledge. Tell me you didn't play Birth by Sleep. Tell me you never played any of the games without telling me you never played any of the games. Yep, exactly. If you have people asking you that sarcastically, then your argument is already invalid. Already invalid.
In video game shit to memory, Nomura. This is the moment where you realize that Nomura is the worst writer in video games ever. Such an asinine, desperate attempt to clue in the player as to the stupidly overly convoluted excuse for a plot that this series is now. It just couldn't help itself. It just kept getting more and more stupid. Nobody ever reined him in. No one but the most dedicated superfan can actually get this memorized. You know why? Because they already do got it memorized. Not only is this the stupidest plot ever, they combine it with this plot dump of an attempt to communicate it to the player with Mickey Mouseable people, all in one go in just a few minutes. I memorized nothing on principle, because I don't care anymore. When the wet fart of an ending arrives in approximately 20 hours or so, it'll mean shit all anyway. Yeah, I'll do it myself. Light good, dark bad. Sora needs to beat up the bad guys to save his friends, and he does. Then the ending happens, and it's shit. See? Easy. Pay me my money.
No, that is not how it works. Again, you called Nomura the worst writer. That's ad hominem right there, bro. If you're not willing to play the side games, you do not have the right to call him the worst writer. You can't do that. It is ad hominem. Lack of information. He says this without having any experience. You are exactly right. Inspired, do you remember, I think there was a logical fallacy where people make an argument without having knowledge. Do you remember what that logical fallacy is called? Maybe this one. I'm just gonna get hasty generalization. Oh, you're probably right. But this one also says appeal to ignorance, which asserts that a claim is true simply because it has not been proven false, or false because it has been proven true. You know what? Let me check hasty generalization. I think that's a better term. Often basing sweeping claims on personal anecdotes. Yeah. I think, okay, after looking at these two, I think it's, yeah, appeal to ignorance. There you go. Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah, it's, okay. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Look at that, fellas. Definition. Relying on lack of knowledge to form a conclusion. Why Sora's first boss is so much harder than Riku's? I don't know. I find it really weird how they have different bosses in the same worlds in DDD, but whatever. Oh, it's easy. Light versus darkness. What about the characters? What about the personalities, interactions? What exactly? Yeah, there you go, Spira. Anyways, yep. This is appeal to ignorance. Calling Nomura the worst writer without playing the other side games that have integral story to the main Xehanort saga. Yep, appeal to ignorance. That's another logical fallacy right there. Calling him the worst video game writer ever is crazy work. Yep, it is. Ad hominem and appeal to ignorance.
The first Super Nintendo game ever from Disney Interactive is Toy Story. When you pop in this game, the first thing you notice is the poor edging on Woody, the main character of the movie and the character you control in the game. The Toy Story created
The Toy Story level. Perfect.
models that were used.
Kingdom Hearts does well in terms of world building and fun and novelty with adventure. The best and worst of the series in one fell swoop is magical. This Toy Store is grand and gigantic, and I think Kingdom Hearts does well in terms of world building and fun and novelty with adventure. The best and worst of the series in one fell swoop is magical. This Toy Store is grand and gigantic, and somehow the coziest place ever as well. It's existential, isn't it? After slandering
Nomura has also ran some of the most iconic games of our lifetime outside of Kingdom Hearts. Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
Nomura's fans' game for the better part of however many minutes it's been, it's lovely to... After slandering Nomura's fans' game for the better part of however many minutes it's been, it's lovely to say nice things again. The new engine and graphics, lighting and other video gamey sound and things really heighten the dissociative otherworldly haze that only Kingdom Hearts can really pull off. Well, the Tales series does it too. Like sometimes I'm still trapped in 2019 psychologically. Like I'm playing Atelier Verona and all my favourite YouTubers haven't quit yet or gone insane and become political assholes. There's a Portal to 1994 beyond my fridge.
As any good devoted game player knows, Donkey Kong Country was created with...
He'll never let it go, will he? Yeah, it's Virum Rex, aka not Final Fantasy 15, starring not Noctis, not Stella, and not Ignis. Now I can make fun of Nomura for this, for being so unhealthily and unstealthily attached to Final Fantasy Versus 13, to the point he's included it under a different name and a slightly different dark-haired emo boy. But I think this is the most connected I've ever been to Tetsuya Nomura. I feel the exact same with Final Fantasy 15, which hilariously is the game that his project became. You know, when he spent literal years doing nothing for it except trailers of a blonde woman and a black-haired lad. Man, that game would have been something, even with Yozora, the main character from it, as a secret boss and ending for the re-release that he titled Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Yeah, I totally needed reminding of Versus 13. But you know what, Tetsuya, if you loved Versus 13 so much, you know what you could have done? Actually worked on it and finished it while you had the chance. Just a suggestion. But it's a great sub-level.
Straw man. Straw man. Versus 13 is not related at all. When your whole point is Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless. Straw man. No one cares.
Packaging because the gameplay...
Exactly. Stop bringing up Versus 13. It's not the freaking point. Exactly. Who cares, bro? Who cares, Magic? Who cares?
Though varied, is often two-dimensional. One question still remains.
Considering how much Versus 13 meant to Nomura, how Square treated him in his project, you don't blame Nomura for not letting that project go? Yeah. I think that's fine. I don't blame Nomura at all. But no. This guy right here, Magic Echo Luke? Nah. He blames Nomura and...
13. But you know what, Tetsuya, if you loved Versus 13 so much, you know what you could have done? Actually worked on it and finished it while you had the chance.
He just chooses to be sarcastic. What's the point? What's the point? There's no point. Straw man. He also doesn't understand Versus 13 development Square was limiting things, why it didn't happen. Exactly. Again, appeal to ignorance. Appeal to ignorance, bro. Appeal to ignorance. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't know it. Besides Versus 13, 15 development being the disaster, that it was not Nomura's fault, not totally at least. Right. Anyways, let's move on. This is Straw Man.
Just a suggestion, but it feels like a play.
Still remains. Why didn't Disney Interactive use Silicon Graphics computers for
The toy store feels like a playground, and there are some secret funnies for when the old Kingdom Hearts charm comes back. Story then, there's barely any. Hey, it's cool, less writing for me, but the cutscenes really do drag on.
Where's the My Little Pony section? I was thinking of rebranding the channel. No? Then give me a Moogle. Stat. He squidges when you hit him. He bounces you up.
Even just when meeting Woody, Buzz and the gang, it's like 5 minutes long, when it could have just been a few. It feels like padding in order to disguise a lack of real, substantial content. Makes me wonder if Nomura was a secret supervisor for 16. I'm finding a lot of ways to like completely go savage on 16, even though it's been like a year since I made that video. I'll never let it go. I guess it's winning if it's still in my head this rent free. Bow down to FF16. And yeah, the pacing in this game is catastrophic, man. Young Xehanort, who my guess is a time traveler, now joins the Xehanort Collective with the other timeless Xehanort classics such as Xehanort, is experimenting with the idea of toys having hearts. Autism as a superpower, I guess.
The way this video portrays it makes it seem like Nomura had total control of it, which is not true. Yep, that is not true. And a lot of staff that was working on Versus 13 was moved to other projects, which fricked with the development cycle. Yep. Yep. Whoa,
Again,
hold on.
with the idea of toys having hearts. Autism as a superpower, I guess. Again, catastrophic. If it's still in my head this rent free. Bow down to FF16. And yeah, the pacing in this game is catastrophic, man. Young Xehanort, who my guess is a time traveler, now joins the Xehanort Collective with the other timeless Xehanort classics such as Xehanort, is experimenting with the idea of toys having hearts. Autism as a superpower, I guess. Again, hearts in this series are enveloped in the wrapping paper of metaphysics, but the innate differentiation of a heart, a mind, and a soul are unknown to me. If I cared any less, I'd be playing FIFA fucking 97. My theory is it's loosely similar to the abstraction that we call a soul, but they actually have a physical form. They pop out of people and they actually look like little hearts now. But it's okay.
that comment about autism alone proves to be that he is a terrible person. Let's replay that one more time. Also, Daniel, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you very much, bro, and thank you for your support. I appreciate that. I hope you have a great night, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I guess. He's experimenting with the idea of toys having hearts. Autism was a superpower, I guess. Again, hearts in this series are enveloped in the wrapping paper of metaphysics, but the innate differentiation of a heart, a mind, and a soul are unknown to me. If I cared any less, I'd be playing FIFA fucking 97. My theory is it's loosely similar to the abstraction that we call a soul, but they actually have a physical form. They pop out of people and they actually look like little hearts now. But it's okay because Woody from Toy Story roasts young Xehanort.
Sorry.
And I ain't even going to complain. This is a generational Kingdom Hearts roast moment.
This is the heart's true nature.
Hey, you're just mad because I'll be able to do something with my fucking guitar in hands that you'll never be able to achieve in your entire life, kid. So yeah, you're gay.
What's the point? What's the point of showing that? What's the point? Straw man.
Shitted up. The Tangled world is probably an analogy for the series' writing because it's all tangled and shitted up, but this world feels alive and has a big fun hill. Unfortunately, the hill is the absolute peak of this level, and 7 Kingdom Hearts couldn't fill the hole she left behind. I think this is the hill people die on when they defend this steaming monkey shit of a game. Legit though, if you like the game, I'm happy for you. Just don't pretend these criticisms are overblown. Right.
Just don't pretend these criticisms are overblown. Guys, don't pretend. Don't pretend my criticism are overblown. Don't pretend. You have no right to pretend. But guys, don't pretend. We're not pretending, bro. These criticisms are overblown. Most of your arguments do not prove that Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless. Most of them do not prove that Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless whatsoever. So why shouldn't we consider your criticisms overblown, huh? How about you don't pretend your real motivation being KH3 Glazer? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, here we go with the random clips.
He's our organization member today, and he's here in the Kingdom of Corona. Go on, make the joke. I did. And now we're really getting into the this is just a side story where you kind of play a diet version of a movie, because it really can be distilled down into Marluxia wants to push Rapunzel into despair. And I won't say that's all you need to know, because you don't even need to know that, actually. It's a nothing world from a narrative perspective, and while I'm at it, I'll mention why it annoys me. Certainly why it vexes me more than it did in the prior games. Because for sure, it was present in the past too, this emphasis on other worlds and the side stories they possess. But this is supposed to be the climax to the first saga, a nearly 2-decade saga. So the emphasis in my eyes, of course, should have been on the main scenario. And they should have formulated a better way to integrate it into these new Disney worlds. Because I understand that the Disney world attract the normies, I know, but it doesn't have to be one or the other. If you're a good enough writer to be able to merge the two together, which is not difficult.
Okay, look. Hold on.
Worlds. Because I understand that the Disney world attract the normies, I know, but it doesn't have to be one or the other. If you're good enough.
Look, I understand there's no story significance in the Disney worlds. They're mainly filler. I get that. But at the same time, you cannot use the Disney worlds themselves as another point, as your another argument saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 is soulless, because clearly Disney worlds are what makes Kingdom Hearts have soul. All right, it has distinction, it has characteristics, it has individuality. It makes the game unique. The only time they weren't really filler was Kingdom Hearts 1. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 1 had really awesome story significance in all the Disney worlds, or at least most of them. But when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, almost all the Disney worlds were filler. Exactly. There's no Kingdom Hearts without Disney worlds. I get that there's filler, but Disney worlds are what makes Kingdom Hearts have soul. Why can't he understand that? Why can't he understand that? Just because it appeals to normies doesn't make it soulless at all. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. You love the fact that Sora, Dolan, and Goofy were a part of other Disney movies. I love that. I really do enjoy it. That's what makes the game really fun. That's what makes the games very enjoyable. That's what makes the games have soul. It has soul. Remember when people thought Square was going to leave Disney and make Kingdom Hearts without Disney? Yeah.
Writer to be able to they're doing that. The main
Anyways,
story
let's
is
go.
advancing meaningfully outside of Twilight Town, and also the unrelated scenes that only happen after you finish a world. It creates the adversarial juxtaposition between the Disney worlds and the main plot, whereas it could have just been a synthesis. We'll talk a lot of Gestaltism, which is holistics, and even more basically the idea that many small thingies make up larger thingies, and it's all just multi-dimensional space dust or whatever. This is why interconnected series need a foundation, with different elements fight each other, and Nomura instead decides to lean heavily on the bread and circus, devoid of the bread, just circus, spectacle. It's a Tangled movie, but in a game. It's exciting. Just enjoy Disney World and get excited for next Disney World. I do love this movie though. You know what I do with movies I love? I watch them. And also I can't bear to show too much of this one because I think
We have to protect the world border. Order. There's so many good points he could be making. Yeah, he could be making them, but he chooses not to. Square could definitely stop Kingdom Hearts and make their own series with the same gameplay systems. Yep. You're right. They could.
YouTube's algorithm might very understandably mistake it for the actual movie because it really is just movie scenes with some of a Goofy just standing there. It's actually really cheap at this point. I love the movie. I love exploring the world of the movie in a game, but being this similar is a thing for a movie game. There are a lot of those on the PS2. They don't even
This is all straw, man. Who cares about the movies? No one cares. We only care about the Disney worlds, okay? I don't know why he's harping on the movies. They're completely two separate things. Straw man.
Sure, not a bad thing inherently, but when you juxtapose it with the fact that we're completely ignoring the main plot of the Kingdom Hearts series, and this should be the 20-year payoff game, well, that sucks. They're about a million years late to the party, but Monsters Inc. is apparently a good candidate for a level as well, starring the Yeti Man and the green shit. Yeah, I don't remember anything about Monsters Inc. other than that, and I think they might be human under those costumes, like furries. And even if not, I like to imagine it.
That is weird. That is scary as hell. This is
And he's our regularly
America.
Vanitas still exists because people rarely ever die in this series, and he's our regularly scheduled bell-end for today. Vanitas is using the screams, i.e. the negative emotions of the kids, to build his energy. Not much is creative, I'll give him more of that. So negative emotions can literally physically power the darkness. I don't think we need an entire level to ascertain as much, but I look forward to the pirate world.
Yeah, furry slander, that's ad hominem right there.
Where they remind us of how water is wet. And to the Redditor, get ready to tell me that water isn't actually wet. Don't bloody well do it. But yeah, we touched down and they're ready to tell me that water isn't actually wet. Don't bloody well do it. But yeah, we touch down in the world, meet some people, have a laugh at them, and then, oh no, heartless, nobody's, Leon Verst.
Man, that sure was a heartless. It sure was. I'm from this movie.
And the day was saved. That wasn't in the script. It's true. Creative bankruptcy, and possibly actual bankruptcy. One day, the Square Enix doesn't pull their head out of their Mike Wazowski. Aqua's on that darkness beach, and they're attacked by Ansem the not so nice and not so wise, who knocks Aqua into the darkness goop, and so begins her transformation. Anyway, enough of that main plot crap. Let's do another Disney World to keep the normies happy. It's Frozen. Welcome to the epitome of a nothing world designed for normies to play their favourite movie.
I'll pick him up that Kingdom Hearts game for Christmas. Oh, you'll love it. Oh, he gets to play the Frozen game.
But he just said the story was weird.
Yeah, there's no structure at all. You're right. He's just yapping. Monsters Inc. has one of the best narratives because of Vanitas, but sure, yeah, exactly. But sure, whatever.
Fish and chips. Oh, coleslaw. Stop it. What was it? And it'd be quite fun too if it had penguins. I really like penguins, and when I inevitably cave in and make an X account, you needn't worry about me posting retarded political takes, because I'll be too busy reposting penguin videos instead. And rabbits, mainly penguins.
Straw man, who cares? Straw man, who cares? Straw man.
So I can figure out why Kingdom Hearts drives every character in this series crazy and reach what many consider to be the main story scenario. It's very empty though, and it's boring. Wintry stuff does usually make me feel like PlayStation 2 early 2000 vibes, but not really with this one. Anyway, my blood pressure is rising. I needed detox. Rising because this one mainly just follows the movie, just like Monsters Inc. and Tangled, and most of them. It's like Corona, except it's Larxene trolling Elsa. Or is it Elsa? Who cares? Princesses of Light was a thing in the first game, and now Hearts of Pure Light are a thing too. Maybe they're the same, but I imagine they're different, even though every princess from before has ceased to exist apparently, because I guess Square Enix needed the newer, more popular princesses for the normie money.
Vegeta's makes the Unverse in Metropolis because they feed off of negative energy, and guess what movie had negative energy? Yeah. Yeah. KH3 never followed the events of Monsters Inc. It's completely new. Monsters Inc. doesn't follow the movie. Yeah. Casually using the R word in the big 2026. Yeah, ad hominem right there.
Dark Cave, Dark Cave.
Yeah. So, in Monsters Inc., in Metropolis, in Kingdom Hearts 3, the setting took place right after the very first movie. Yeah. I don't remember where in the articles they have confirmed it, but I remember they did confirm it. Yeah, they turned into laugh energy. Yep, they gave up scared energy, which was shown in the first scene which was shown in the scene after you defeat the first mob fight in Metropolis, and then they mentioned about the laugh energy. Yeah, that ain't cheap. This review is bad. Exactly.
Take out all the nobodies. Take out all the nobodies. Take out all.
And Toy Story takes place between 1 and 2. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's huge and there's nothing to do.
They confirmed it.
Some walls if you're feeling really adventurous. People moan at Final Fantasy 13 for being all corridors, but they don't moan enough about large areas that are really exactly the same when you think about it, but just big and full of fuck all to do. To distract you from the fact that you're bored. This world is pretty and soulless and boring, and then Kairi cuts her hair. My favorite level. This world is pretty and big and full of moan enough about large areas that are really exactly Fantasy 13 for being all corridors, but they don't moan enough about large areas that are really exactly the same when you think about it, but just big and full of fuck all to do. To distract you from the fact that you're bored. This world is pretty and soulless and boring, and then Kairi cuts her hair.
How? How is it pretty and soulless and boring at the same time? How? It probably takes place some way through Monsters at Work. Yeah, I think so. It could be. It takes place after the end credits scene when Mike Wazowski puts Boo's door back together and Sully and Boo reunite. Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's right. They did reunite in the end credits. That's right. Monsters at Work was peak. Yeah, I love it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, exactly, Mr. Tom Fan. Get your facts straight before you start saying crap. How is Arendelle soulless when you say it's pretty? Like, for example, the labyrinth. All right, you get trapped in a labyrinth after you meet Larxene, right? And you get trapped in there for like maybe 30 minutes tops. And it looks so majestic. I really enjoyed the aesthetic of the labyrinth. All right, it really feels like I was in a cold ice palace where it's like a maze. Oh no, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the labyrinth where you go to after you meet up with Larxene. Yeah, exactly. You weren't forced to follow the plot. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you, Brett. Thank you. It felt like an ice dungeon. It felt like an ice dungeon where you have to navigate your way through obstacles and enemies and whatnot. I think the labyrinth in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the Arendelle world is quite sick, and it adds soul to the game. Like, you'll never see a labyrinth in any other Kingdom Hearts game like that. It's its own thing in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, they were pretty strict with Frozen. I don't know. Maybe Frozen probably had the biggest IP at that time. I don't know. It was really popular at the time for sure. Yeah, especially for the modern folks, for the young kids back then. In 2015, yeah, it was really good. Very, very popular. But yeah.
Distract you from the fact that you're bored. This world is pretty and soulless and boring, and Kairi cuts her hair.
Probably because of how popular it was, especially with the younger people. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of Arendelle content that was cut as far as you know. Oh, okay. Right.
My favorite level. Yeah, I really love this level actually, but I am biased. My first love in this life is tropical beaches, my second is toast. I'm pale and skinny and cannot swim, and I don't weigh much. But what a lovely place to die and eat toast. The sense of freedom and adventure is wonderful here. Feels like a distant horizon to the rest of the game, maybe even an event horizon. And it's not even the size of the level, it's just the vibrancy. The use of colour isn't too saturated, and I'm very much okay with that, because while that did work in the old
Sorry about that. Okay. I had to, I had to take care of something. And then I had to pee. Okay. Let me go. The Smart Frozen 2 came out at the end of 2019. Still calls it all. I rage quit the video. Yeah, he's making nonsense. You're right, Bucks. Chair theory. Okay. Yeah, go follow King Ricky. Exactly. All right, let's go.
games, this new engine just can't pull it off, so this semi-realistic vibe is the perfect antidote to those growing pains of the newer technology. You can swim underwater, which is surprisingly colourful too. You can jump up to high places and brush against the trees, hop aboard your ship and just chill out on the open seas. That rhymes. It's large enough to feel like it stretches on forever, and smart enough not to bloody well do that. I think what gets across my love for this level's design is that despite remembering bits and pieces of the game, I remember nothing about the main story other than a few things and a desert at the end, but I vividly recall this level. Story-wise, I can't even pretend to care at this point, but this world makes me a little low-key hypo, so we'll indulge. Luxord, the zesty card man with the piercings, he's looking for a mysterious black box, just like Pete and Maleficent, the likes of which we won't even see what's inside it, not even at the end, even though it's being positioned as quite an important thing at this point, and that's literally it. More nothing.
Unforgettable. Just like your face.
A little low-key hypo, so we'll indulge. Luxord, the zesty card man with the piercings. He's looking for a mysterious black box, just like Pete and Maleficent, the likes of which we won't even see what's inside it, not even at the end, even though it's being positioned as quite an important thing at this point, and that's literally it. More nothing.
Unforgettable. Just like your face.
Aqua's now Dark Aqua. I just said Aqua and then Aqua. Come on, stick to one. Well, she's Dark Aqua now. So Riku
Yeah, Sora made fun of Dolan. Yep.
has to have some sort of metaphysical reunion with his younger, scalier self who went into the darkness, and then Sora teleports in from Destiny Islands because a Keyblade that he found helped him. It's amazing to me. It really is that the more of his youngest to one.
Like your face.
Aqua's now Dark Aqua. I just said Aqua and
Yo, Data Zemnis. What's up, bro? Thank you for rating me. The organization is entering your world and looking for hearts. Hot take video. I know. Yeah, we're just reacting to it and sharing our thoughts together about it. Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you for the raid. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Maybe you should pay attention to the cutscenes instead of watching recap videos. All right. Welcome in, guys. Thank you guys very much. I love it. Love you. If you guys don't know, Data, you have to raid and run. All right, no worries. If you guys don't know, Data Zemnis is also a Kingdom Hearts content creator / streamer. He's very great. And I've met him, I think it was like 7 years ago. So yeah, he's been a great buddy of mine ever since I met him through streaming Kingdom Hearts. And yeah, go make sure you give him a follow. He's really cool. Yeah, very long time indeed. It's always cool to have him. All right, let's continue.
then Aqua. Come on, stick to one. Well, she's Dark Aqua now. So
oh, sorry, 5 years, not 7 years. 5 years, my bad.
Riku has to have some sort of arc-identical reunion with his younger, scalier self who went into the darkness, and then Sora teleports in from Destiny Islands because a Keyblade that he found helped.
Oh yeah, he's a loyal viewer. Yeah, for sure. Very, very generous. He's awesome.
It's amazing to me. It really is that the more it cocks up so much when he's able to rely on the most easy storytelling cliches and tropes that get you laughed out of a publishing house. Like, character is teleported magically to exactly where he needs to be in the story via a magical key of magic. But that's Kingdom Hearts. Really illustrates just how bad he is. But unfortunately,
hold on.
Like, character is easy. Amazing teleports in from Destiny Islands because a Keyblade that he found helped him. It's amazing to me. It really is that the more it cocks up so much when he's able to rely on the most easy storytelling cliches and tropes that get you laughed out of a publishing house. Like, character is teleported magically to exactly where he needs to be in the story via a magical key of magic. But that's Kingdom Hearts. Really illustrates just
okay, the Keyblade that he found in Disney Islands was, I believe it was Master Eric's Keyblade, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a very bad critical review. Yes? Okay, yes, okay. He's just talking, no structure, wrong info, little research, put into this. This is bad, this is soulless, and doesn't elaborate. Yeah. Yeah, you can have a bathroom break, sure. I need to remember the significance of Master Ericus's Keyblade. What would I even ask? Sure. Significance of Master Ericus Keyblade. KH3. Actually. Okay, here it is. What is the significance of Sora picking up a certain Keyblade? Okay, so it says because it's the Keyblade used by Aqua to transform LOD into CO, it seems to be the Keyblade to be able to do so as instructed by Ericus to Aqua, and maybe done so vice versa. It could also lead to Sora meeting Aqua later or on in the story. Okay, I think this was it. Lurk? Okay, no worries. Thank you. Keyblade was used to hide Ven as well. Okay. Use his Keyblade. That's why he was able to teleport there, because he teleported to Aqua using that specific Keyblade. Right. Right, and that Aqua has been using that same Keyblade as well. Yeah, so Aqua used the Keyblade to transform LOD into CO. Because Eric has told her to do that. That's true. Oh, it was also... Okay, thank you. It was also left after Terra killed him. Yeah. It all makes sense, which proves even more that this guy didn't do an ounce of research. Yep.
That's how bad he is.
Again, appeal to ignorance right there.
But unfortunately, while that used to be the charm is a finite resource, kind of like oil, when you continually wank yourself off and act pretentious for 2 decades without an actual plan. This dude has no idea how the series ends. Obviously, we beat up Aqua Regia and knocked the darkness out of her with friendship powers. Back to like Aqua was going to go down this dark path and maybe even die. Bullshit. We got exactly 1 scene of dark.
Yeah. Look at what a little bit of research gets you. Exactly.
Aqua. Darkwa. She said we abandoned her, but literally does nothing bad at all. She just fights us a bit, doesn't do anything terribly evil, and then we save her. Like, it's nice to see her back, it's nice to save her. It feels like a half-toasted piece of bread, which, in my home, is sacrilege. But hey, since we're done with the Disney worlds, we gotta rush the main plot along, out of nowhere. Meaning, we head to the land of departure and wake up Roxas. Ventus, shit, sorry. Finally, Ven is saved. Gets to thank Sora and shake his hand, and Aqua head pats Ven and says good morning. Now literally everyone is here except
It's called anti-Aqua, exactly. He couldn't even bother to give her the proper name.
Terra, Roxas, and Shion. So Yen Sid and his trusty hat will now be a sentient objective marker to point us in a direction to the big finale. This scene actually hits on something this game lacks, that being character interactions. Dynamics. Everyone together all at once. Certain people meeting up.
Yeah, dude, Daniel would be really angry for sure. Ventus your goat? Hell yeah.
It is nice, but the issue with rushing it like this is that it's all business and there's no time for that life stuff or simple interactions, unless you want to cram it all in at once, and then you'll still miss things, and that's what it does instead. None of what's been built up gets the time it deserves for the payoff. It's just business from one scene to another.
Where's Daniel? Oh, he just said he went to bed.
Autonomous, like clockwork, like modern society in general, in a rush to go absolutely nowhere because everything is automated. Aqua and Ven get a little bit more time than the rest, but Aqua and Riku only get a few words, despite Riku really resolving to save her and being a huge part of why she was okay. Same with Sora and Ven. Sora held Ventus's heart for how many years? The fact I even know the stuff is so lame. And then Aqua and Kairi, who get maybe a minute or 2. And even Ventus and Axel. Know the stuff is so lame. And then Sora held Ventus's heart for how many years? The fact I even know the stuff is so lame.
The fact he even knows this stuff is so lame. The fact he even knows this stuff is so lame. Bro, you are supposed to know this stuff to make your argument legitimate. Otherwise, you will display the logical fallacy, appeal to ignorance. You're supposed to know this stuff. Who cares if it's lame or not? That's ad hominem right there. You need to be objective, my dude. You cannot have any bias. People like this pass by us every day. Yeah, you're right.
And then Aqua and Kairi, who get maybe a minute or 2. And even Ventus and Axel only get a little bit. All these dynamics have to be crammed into Yensid's little crib in a few minutes, and if Nomura actually knew how to write, he could have interspersed them throughout the story by weaving them deftly.
Oh my gosh. If Nomura knew how to write, Nomura is a bad writer. You can't do that. Appeal to ignorance.
Into the Disney worlds, having to appear a little bit sooner, turning up and helping us out. A good writer would. Aqua spends 10
And ad hominem.
years in darkness, and now just a few minutes later, yeah, no worries, I'm all good now. Friendship prowess, light, yeah, all brought me back, I'm totally fine. Never mind the lasting trauma. No need to process any of it, let's just save the world or whatever. And we'll do it with a tidal wave of cutscenes that only compounds the terrible pacing by going from one extreme straight to the other. It's genius. The Keyblade Graveyard's just as we left it, dusty.
It's not genius. What's up, Aaron? Aaron Courageous? Nomura is a bad writer because I say he is. Ad hominem, appeal to ignorance, right there. From what's his name again? Magic Echo Luke. Magic Echo Luke, you're displaying ad hominem and appeal to ignorance. Come on, bro. You gotta do better than that. Has he even talked about the gameplay? Yes, he has. He has talked about the gameplay. Basically, he just criticized that it was just too floaty and that he couldn't get to the ground while he was mashing XXX in the air. Yeah. I know, right? Ridiculous.
The plot graveyard, where the main story, instead of reaching an exciting conclusion, rents a condo and dies here. This is, not very coincidentally, where any remaining remnants of logic and common sense self-destruct entirely. We all arrive at the
What'd you say, bro? What'd you say? What'd you say? Huh? What'd you say?
conclusion. Rents a condo and dies here. This is, not very coincidentally, where any remaining remnants of logic and common sense self-destruct entirely. We all arrive at
What'd you say, bro? What'd you say? Huh? What'd you say?
And dies
One more time?
This is, not very coincidentally, where any remaining remnants of logic and common sense self-destruct entirely.
A little bit of hypocrisy, right?
We all arrive at the Keyblade Graveyard together for the final battle with Old Man Xehanort and all of his
Yeah, he says something and just does not elaborate. Yep.
cronies, the boring bad guys. After defeating about 1 million Heartless, the stupidest stupid that ever stupided occurs. Terror appears, but it's actually the weird Xehanort Terror with the grey hair, who solos everyone, striking down Ven, twatting Axel, and Donald has to use some wanky super move I've never seen him use before, and he Zeta flares the guy into the fucking afterlife. That's actually the coolest Donald moment I've ever seen. I'd like to see Goofy get a moment like that at some point, but everyone gets whisked off into some darkness tornado, and apparently dies. So we lose, it's game over, except...
Tell me you don't understand the story once again, exactly. Well, Nomura has also stated that everything was planned out and there was some stuff he had to change later in order for the story to be more consistent and accurate. Yeah, that's fine. I don't blame Nomura for having to change later due to external circumstances, right? But this guy here doesn't know about it, so appeal to ignorance once again.
Causality, multiple timelines, etc. Yeah, let's do the FF7 Rebirth thing. Also, this is why people think Nomura is to blame for FF7 Rebirth. I don't even know anymore, man. We are now a bubble in heaven, well, the final world. We all died, and so we embark on a dream sequence that some rabid Nomura fan will tell you was foreshadowed back in 1852. Looks lovely, though.
Hello?
Chirifi is from that Union Cross.
You love the final world? Yeah, the final world looks great, man.
Cross thingy.
I love
says
it.
We're completely dead, and Chirifi makes the cutest funny noise. Ventus will say hi to this thing in the ending, and Ventus is in that game too. So he's super old too, I'm guessing. It doesn't matter. Sora retaining.
You saw me moving super fast when playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Only now do you realize they buffed movement speed in DDD? Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure they did.
His bubbly water
I remember that.
He's a special light boy, and he just needs to go gather his body. Or bodies. Look at us go. Namine. Sorry. They remembered she exists. She feels Kairi's heart in here, and Kairi is holding Sora together. Why couldn't Namine appear at the beginning and pop up throughout the game, making funny quips about how she's a disembodied voice in the void, and how she misses jam on toast? Sora, could you get a picture of this for me? Come on, it would have been brilliant.
I'm gonna skip this. This is all ad hominem.
Pop, hire me. After this, it's a trip to previous worlds in the game, wherein we rescue the hearts of our friends. Riku is in Herc's world of Olympus for reasons I can't possibly decipher and have no intention of attempting to. And we grab more one by one. It gets annoying fighting the same guy like a million times, but Jiminy shepherds us.
A million times, bro? A million times? Dude. A million times? Are you sure about that? Did you play the game? Did you play the game? Seriously, did you play the game? You encountered the Lich 7 times. One for each Disney World with the exception of 100 Acre Woods. Why are you exaggerating so much? You understand why, but you don't like how there's a save point after each fight? Yeah, I thought it was pretty weird too. Anyways, that's not related. Anyways, a million times. You fight the same guy a million times. Bro, you only fight Lich 7 times. That is it. And those are short fights. Does he know how many times we fight Darkseid in the whole series? Apparently not. Apparently not, he doesn't. You don't get some of the locations that people rest in with the Lich. Like, you get Aqua in the Korean, but Dolan and Metropolis. Yeah, I thought it was pretty weird too.
Through this alternate dimension, and I'm starting to think that Jiminy Cricket is the master of masters.
I feel strong with you, Kyrie.
Alright, now I know my next pickup line. If I see a pretty lady, I feel stronger with you. Police, yeah, this guy, skinny guy with the hat, have him killed. I like that.
What's the point? What's the point of adding this nothing burger? What's the point? It's nothing.
We've reset to and some silverhead dude that I think is from Union Cross appears in a white void to help us defeat the tornado of mean darkness stuff.
I don't know, Bugs.
I don't know. Great moment, provided you're okay with not knowing who this random dude is. Maybe you don't even know it exists. The game, Union Cross. Was it even a game? Or who cares? It's a wonderful moment, mired and ruined.
Your husband says that to you, you love it. That's good. Guy has no riz. Exactly. Yeah, I guess so.
Ruined by confusion if you're not a super fan who consumes every ounce of the glut of content this series arrogantly expects you to digest in order to comprehend what's going on. And even
you could do that, Mr. Tom Fan.
Yensid, however, actually does something and parts the Red Sea for us. Really weird to see him standing up, though. It's kind of like when your dad shaves his beard for the first time. It's like, what? Bring it back. Stop this. This is madness. For the express purpose of not going insane. Actually, probably already am.
Enlarge.
Well, I will mercilessly truncate the following section because it's samey as shit. A succession of boss battles awaits you and many things will be put to rest, including any hope that you had for a good ending. Riku and his heartless nobody replica whatever the fuck it is thingy. Vanitas being annoying. Organization members getting lines because they refuse to ever go away and actually die right. And finally, the parts that are actually interesting. The emotional reunions of the Sea Salt and Wayfinder trios. Thing is, as nice as they are, they're all buried here. Fitting, considering it's a graveyard, the plot graveyard where plot actually happens but also dies, but while it is lovely to see Roxas back and Shion prompting a group hug and a genuinely lovely scene with the three, I speak posthumously, because in the heat of the moment, it does still hit the right emotions, but it is haphazard and exhausting with how they've done it. It's the same story with Terra returning to his former self with the Wayfinder trio.
He's a man.
Whatever.
Fighting man sex for the belief time, or the other battles. It's just chores at this point.
Wait, what?
Just
Huh?
About fucking
Wait, hold on.
I'm not boring myself talking about fucking fighting man sex for the belief time, or the other battles. It's just chores at this point, just like how it is.
Billionth time. Billionth time. Yeah, exactly, Bugs. You mean the second time? How is it the billionth time? Again, that's a hyperbole logical fallacy right there.
It's a chore to censor all swear words, which I tried in I think a few videos before giving up again. I just swear less now, apart from this video where
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Third time. Okay. But no wait, Aaron. Here's the thing, Aaron. He didn't play the side games at all. So of course he wouldn't know that. Whatever.
But then Kyrie explodes.
Oh yeah, 4. Kingdom Hearts 1, DDD, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. 4 times. Yeah, you're right. But 4 times does not equate to a billion times. Hell no.
What's doing? He's not very nice. Now, death means fuck all in the series, so the stakes are so low that I didn't even believe for a second that Kai was actually dead.
And sorry for harping this on this so long. Yes, you've fight against Xemnas 4 times, but at least they were distinctive fights. The fights are pretty different from each other. Like, yeah, he had similar moves all across the games, but still, there were still good fights.
But then Kyrie explodes.
There were still good fights that had different movesets that you had to memorize, and it was different because you were in a different Kingdom Hearts game with a different combat mechanics. So yeah.
Xehanort's doing? He's not very nice. Now, death means fuck all in the series, so the stakes are so low that I didn't even believe for a second that Kai was actually dead. Not for a second. And this is just another of the many 100 corners that the series wrote itself into.
They're too repetitive? I don't know about that, man. I mean, I could honestly say there's a lot of difference between Kingdom Hearts 2 Xemnas and Kingdom Hearts 3 Xemnas. For sure. Has he ever played any JRPG fighting the same boss multiple times? It's a staple for any genre? Exactly. It is a staple. Yeah. Exactly.
It's one of the simplest, most core tenets of writing, not to overuse certain writing devices. Falcom do this too with Trails, and then they try to clear it up with another game, and then they, well, one thing at a time. And I'm not some editor or a publisher or a published author, and even I'm telling you, this series has the worst writing.
Oh, you meant the guy talking? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Fighting the same guy multiple times with alternate movesets in each fight is a staple in Kingdom Hearts. Or it's a staple for the genre as well. Which means, by that logic, it adds soul to the game because it's unique. No other gaming genre has people doing that. Usually. It's usually the JRPG genre. And Kingdom Hearts 3 follows the JRPG genre. And with Kingdom Hearts 3, well, naturally, you're going to have to fight bosses multiple times. So, by that logic, with that unique element in Kingdom Hearts 3, it adds soul to the game, which, by that logic, it invalidates his point.
I've ever seen. The worst writing. It used to be fun in spite of this series has the worst writing I've ever seen.
No. I'm skipping that because, again, appeal to ignorance. We can't.
It used to be no point did anyone. It's insane that you can get behind. Okay, I really can. Right with you there. But fans, fuck me. And Kyrie's whole arc was about training so she could finally be useful, and much like Kingdom Hearts 2, at the first sign of trouble, she's screwed. The writing makes no sense. You could argue they part.
Nope. Appeal to ignorance once again.
13. The game Nomura didn't care enough to actually.
Nope. Straw man. Ad hominem.
Oh, he's doing anime and card games and everything. It looks incredible, and we barely get to explore it. Obviously, I don't care at this point. Lovely looking world.
Yeah, he's obsessed with Versus 13.
It's here also that it dawns on you most likely that you never got to see much of your favorite characters, and all that build up in the prior games that made it seem like there was some grand plan was actually just some dude putting a shitload of ketchup on his fries to hide the fact that they were stale and dead. Yes, this is the final hurdle. A showdown.
You're not a fan of Kyrie being killed by Xehanort either, but it's not like Nomura did it for no reason. Exactly. Yep, we do get to explore in Remind, which I'm assuming he never got the chance to play Remind whatsoever.
Down with your conscience and with your soul.
Of course.
And because it's a JRPG, the final battle goes on forever. After beating up the big bad Xehanort, Ericus emerges from Terra's GI tracks apparently as an ethereal light ghost and checkmates Xehanort, because remember the really subtle chess metaphor? Not to get too crazy guys, but I think he might be a Japanese Shakespeare. I'm just saying. The flashback's nice, and the two squash their beef as Xehanort finally lets go, and the two move on into what I think is the afterlife together. For all the damage he caused, it seems a bit off, but you know JRPGs. You know the whole forgive the villain as they have a come to Christ moment thing. It's part and parcel. Ericus and the Wayfinder gang have a nice moment too. This is actually my favourite part of the finale, since these three had a really strong arc that, in my eyes, supersedes the Sea Salt guys and ties into the
They didn't
plot.
forgive
I
him.
just like the Wayfinder trio the most. As Ericus and Xehanort become their younger selves and fly away into the void, I'm reminded of how good this series could have been if someone else was writing it. And now the final scene of the Fuster Clock, a lovely montage of the gang living relatively normal and happy lives, including Namine returning, Riku takes her hand, and I think this is the exact moment the Riku is Gay collective all shat themselves in righteous rage before passing out and dying. Then the beach scene. It's lovely until the end. It genuinely feels like Nomura wrote himself into so many corners and retconned so much stuff and finally just said, yeah, I'm in way over my head, I give up. That's right. After nearly 20 years of Sora and Kairi, going from childhood sweethearts to stupid hormonal teenagers, and finally getting to be together, the big climax for the 20-year Dark Seeker saga is that Sora, after finally doing enough to literally save everybody ever, is rewarded with more pain as he gets Thanos snapped out of existence for misusing the power of waking, possibly for an eternity, because Kingdom Hearts 4 probably isn't real and is actually just a government psyop. Another loose end, another cliffhanger, another deprivation of closure. Enjoy Kingdom Hearts 4 versus 13 Strikes Back with 10 more Disney worlds that mean fuck all to the main story and a rushed finish. Maybe we can reference.
Yeah, Sora could have said some hateful things to him for killing Kairi, but he didn't because that's not the kind of person he is, and understood why Xehanort did what he did. How do I spell his name? Ericus? No, you spelled it. You spelled his name correctly.
Versus 13 again, or enjoy the Vera and Rex spin-off game. I'm not saying it's a bad ending on its own, just that it could have been amazing. Instead, even when the nicer moments happen in the ending montage, it's like, man, I had to do so much stupid shit just to get here. Felt like a chore. And then they rushed it all anyway, after 20 hours of Disney stuff that didn't even matter in the end. So yeah, the ending montage is great, and I hate it. It's so good I hate it. I wish it was bad so I could just hate it a little. The better it is, the more I hate it. Look what they took from us. This is what this game could have been. They could have done it gradually even and given us great character dynamics, you know? The ones they built up in the prior games, but no, just this. And no, I don't give a fuck about Remind. You shouldn't have to buy a game twice. That is, I'll be more eloquent about it, marginally anyway. When it comes to games, you shouldn't have to pay 100% more to be 10% less disappointed. Anyway, the secret black box. They could have done it gradually even and given us great character dynamics, you know? The ones they built up in the prior games, but no, just this. And no, I don't give a fuck about Remind. You shouldn't have to buy a game twice. That is, I'll be more eloquent about it, marginally anyway. When it comes to games, you shouldn't have to pay 100% more to be 10% less disappointed. Anyway, the secret black box. Zigbar is Luciu from Union Cross, and he's about it, marginally anyway. When it comes to games, you shouldn't have to pay 100% more to be 10% more. And no, I don't give a fuck about Remind. You shouldn't have to buy a game twice.
Of course you don't care about it, because you never played the side games. Oh. And bro, Remind actually improved the combat so much more. Remember the combat that you criticized for? Oh, the floatiness and whatnot? Remind, Limit Cut, and the secret episodes heavily improved the combat. Heavily. How? Okay, here's one. Remember Magic Flash? The magic finisher with your Keyblade? Well, when you use Magic Flash, right? When you use Magic Flash in base Kingdom Hearts 3, it was really, really slow. It did a lot of damage based on your magic stat, but it was very, very slow to the point where it could potentially disrupt your combo, or it could potentially drop your combo. It was really bad. Magic Flash is a bad ability. So what did they do? In the DLC, they added Last Charge. The Last Charge ability. It's a finisher that relies on your magic stat. And it's much faster. Much faster. It was like, wow. Major improvement from Magic Flash. Very good move. Very, very, very good move. They also add other new abilities like Critical Counter. When you equip Critical Counter, every time you perfectly time your guards, oh, you get so much more damage, and it feels very rewarding. Very, very rewarding, because there was a lot of risk involved when you try to perfectly time your guards. You know, very good payout for the high risk, high reward ratio. You'd be curious to see what this guy in the video has to say about the DLC if he ever makes a follow-up. No, he never. Yeah, he probably won't because he doesn't care. He just said he doesn't give a frick about Remind. So he probably will never. He'll never do it. He'll never do it. Yeah, you get FF characters, data battles, and secret boss all in one. Exactly. And the best part about the DLC is they heavily improved the boss design. They heavily improved it. Now it forces you to think about your defensive options more than just mashing XXX like he did in the video. Yes, don't say to him, don't send hate to him, do not harass him at all. Remember, attack his argument, not him. Don't attack the person, attack the argument. You have to do that. And if you're going to leave comments in this video, at the very least, attack the argument. That's all I ask, is for you guys to attack the argument, right? We can be adults. We can be mature about it. Attack Darth for making us watch this. Yeah, you could attack me, sure. Anyways, let's go.
Twice. That is, I'll be more eloquent about it, marginally anyway. When it comes to games, you shouldn't have to pay 100% more to be 10% less disappointed. Anyway, the secret black...
10? Bro, how is it 10% less disappointed? Bro, DLC, Kingdom Hearts 3, makes the whole game so much better. It really does. You won't even bother. You don't care enough about his opinion to leave a comment. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to leave a comment. But I'm saying, if any of you guys were to leave a comment, just attack his point. Don't attack him. That's all I'm asking. Okay, we don't condone harassment here.
Box. Zigbar is Luciu from Union Cross, and these masked guys are surprised to be here. Pete and Maleficent are here too, and literally do nothing. Again, as stated earlier. And at this point, we're just setting up for the next arc, when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out in 20 years. And literally nothing is learned.
You don't condone that minion, sure.
From the cutscene. Nothing of substance anyway. Not the box's contents, nor why these people are here. It's just another tacked on, make it up as you go along bullshit mystery to keep the series going forever, even though it's clear Nomura has given up on himself. And that's it. Literally. That's the 20-year payoff. No substance. Just more cryptic bullshit and loose ends, and a bad writer wanking himself off some more. Thanks for the money, fuckers.
Again, appeal to ignorance. You do not have the right to call him a bad writer if you do not have the knowledge for it. Appeal to ignorance. See right there. Look right there. Look at this. Look what he just edited in his video at the very end. Watch. Look at it right here. Do you see what's going on? Watch. Look. There's Sora holding the camera in a selfie position in a Disney World. How is that not adding soul? How is that soulless? How is that soulless? Yeah, soulless, by the way. Exactly. He literally disproved his point right here by just this specific edit. Whoa, wow, you're so funny.
Kingdom Hearts 3 got so obsessed with adding as much as it could that it didn't realize what it was losing in the process.
So funny.
And after losing an endless procession of things somewhere within that cluster of stuff, most of its soul disappeared. Upon first glance, you might look at Kingdom Hearts and assume the cool things in this series aren't commensurate with the cringe things, but then you realize the cool things are only...
How can he glaze KH3 but think Nomura is the worst writer? Exactly, Inspire. That's the thing. There's no logical consistency for this guy.
Cool, because they run in parallel with the cringe things.
No consistency.
However, the more they took away. All I ever wanted was, well, Lightning from FF13 or RNA from 15, but also a good game. Mainly Lightning, but also a good game too. I understood the assignment, even if the writers didn't. To love Kingdom Hearts really is just to hate it and then appreciate it, and eventually you realize it doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. This is proven by the fact I brought the game to begin with. Makes sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. This is eventually you realize it doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. And eventually you realize it doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. And eventually you realize it doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway.
It doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. Oh, the irony in this video. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. The hypocrisy. Okay, one more time, one more time.
And eventually you realize it doesn't have to make sense because emotions often eclipse logic anyway. This is proven by the fact I brought the game to begin with, then the second and the third.
He gotta be trolling and rage baiting this video. I don't know. If he was rage baiting or trolling, it would have been a very short video. Clearly, he took a lot of hard work and effort to making this 1 hour video, assuming he's the sole editor of this video.
And so on and so forth, and here we are.
So I don't think it's rage bait at all.
Basically. And for a game so padded, it somehow feels rushed too. For instance, how do you have Roxas and Ventus in a scene together? My identical twin sons, and not make a big deal out of it. Just a little nod. The wanky idiosyncrasies of your haphazardly conjured universe align so perfectly, by accident most likely, and you let it slip through your bum crack? These two good boys should be pointing at each other like fucking Spider-Man in that meme, and instead, a look and a... Huh?
Rage bait is usually very low effort videos. Exactly. Yeah, this video right here, no rage bait. Not rage bait.
That's it. That's all we got. They're just there. And so is this game. This game is just there. Kingdom Hearts 3 is literally just there. Years of anticipation for a wet fart. Yeah, the charm is still there too. And I imagine that's what makes people so defensive of this terrible game. But it's shallow now. The music world and characters can't fill the void anymore. Not every game can be as good as FIFA 97. But Kingdom Hearts 3...
Strawman. Strawman. No one cares about FIFA 97. Strawman.
3 is a comedy of errors that didn't even try. Kingdom Hearts 3 is Kingdom Hearts 2's nobody. Or maybe it's heartless.
Strawman. Strawman. Nobody cares about Kingdom Hearts 2. Strawman. Strawman.
No heart. Some things should have just died gracefully in the early 2000s. But not you. Try not to die.
Strawman.
May your heart be your guiding key.
This was a waste of time. Oh, this was a waste of time. You will never know about Roxas and Ventus interaction because you won't play Remind. Exactly. You will never play Remind. Now can you watch an actual good review? Of course. Exactly. They did speak in the armored Xehanort fight. Yep. But he wouldn't know that because he'll never play the Remind DLC because he thinks he's too good for it. Yeah. Exactly. Oh. That was 3 hours, bro. Bro, that was 3 hours of just reacting to some bull crap. Oh, yeah, that's right. Aaron and Crisp. Let's go back to the combat here. Let's do that real quick. Where is it? I think it was like right here, right? Somewhere around here. Combat. Where are you? Here it is. Okay, right here, right here. Combat for normies.
Lexicon. Sometime post 2019, as it happens. Because when I was fighting the big dude at the start, I realized I had managed to actually stay in the air spamming the same combo for approximately 9 separate rotations. And it dawned on me, this is even easier than I'm used to. It's like being Noctis from FF15, but without the fun. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the combat felt like the final evolution of a Pokemon, like Charizard.
Strawman, Strawman.
That feels like a Bidoof. Combat is brightly coloured, it's loud and it's abrasive, but that means it's no longer smart, well constructed and common sense. Once again, that pesky common sense thing has been sacrificed at the altar of gimmicks. Gimmicks this time. Introducing flow motion was already pushing it, but now we have that and the brand new attraction summons.
That's what I was saying, Aaron. Why is he mashing buttons?
Yes, they're summons. Non-sentient summons, that's how I see them. They basically play the game for you, like it's Final Fantasy 16. And if your combat is even vaguely similar to FF16, those drugs you're taking probably ain't very good. With the amount of time Sora spends in mid-air, he could file his taxes in another area code, and when you factor in the flow motion pole dancing that Sora does now, which I think is a dream drop distance thing, the game starts to feel like it has a vendetta against gravity. Gravity was never your friend in Kingdom Hearts. I remember hating it because I wasn't very good at platforming in the first game. All in the name of spectacle. moments, basically. But the real moments that last are the ones that build on solid foundations. And this combat system has so little of a foundation that even if there was, we'd just hover above it anyway. But hey, stay up in the air long enough and you might just forget the foundation below was built on literal sand. Maybe that was their line of thinking. Just kidding. They weren't thinking. They've taken one of the most structured systems in any action game and bastardized it for normies.
How? How? Explain how. Oh, it's floaty? You need to have a better argument than that. You need to provide more examples. Why is being floaty or staying in the air bad for the game? Why is being in the air so bad for the combat? Why? Give me reasons. I need to see some sufficient evidence for you to make that point. Why?
Balance and structure can complain while the modern audience wanks over some theme park shit. It's not like it was ever perfect, but it was close, man. Had they gotten rid of those annoying quirks in Kingdom Hearts 2 where you just kind of a passenger doing reaction commands for some of it and just translated it to the modern era, it could have been my favourite, or at least right up there. Could have even made it faster and I wouldn't have minded. I like Nier Automata and that's fast as hell. Combat is uninspired, repetitive, boring, and once the novelty wears off, it'll be much easier to see. The magic spells look great though. Yeah, wow, what a ringing endorsement. In fact, the boss fight with the Titan Tornado is a rip-off of the Leviathan fight. It's not that it's not fun sometimes, it's just too much. Option paralysis. It never stops moving.
The thing is, the combat has to evolve in many ways to make the player have a better experience with a new game instead of previous games like Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. Exactly. If you keep comparing to Kingdom Hearts 2, again, that's straw manning. You will never get by and you will never get over with that nostalgia-coded, mindset. You can't just do that. You need to move on and treat Kingdom Hearts 3 as a different game within the Kingdom Hearts series, right? You have to do that. You need to treat it as a different game with a fresh lens, open-minded, no biases. But the problem is you can't do that because it's nostalgia-coded.
It's too hectic, it's too afraid to sit with itself and not be all systems go all the time. It's all too ubiquitous. It's afraid of things being the same for more than a few seconds. It's less evolution and more chaotic for the sake of it, without a foundation. And with the dream thingies, it's even more variety of nothingness. Way too much spectacle and not enough depth. Somehow they manage to throw in way too much and yet take everything good away. A plethora of nothingness, a multiverse of minutia. So yeah, great combat system.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'll never hit the ground again.
I hate this. That one pissed me off the most. I'll never hit the ground. I'll never hit the ground again. Mashing X. Bro, do you not know how to defend yourself? Do you not know how to, have the discipline to just do nothing? Or just relax? Yeah, this video is a bunch of nothing. Okay, look, it is my fault. I mean, I did plan it for reacting to this video because I was curious about it, right? I was curious about it because people were thinking that a lot of people on Twitter thought that this video was pretty garbage. But I wanted to come in with a fresh lens, no biases. Okay? I wanted to, give him a chance because I never watched it until today. Nomura got some backlash for reaction commands in KH3 as making the game way easier, which is why they removed them in Kingdom Hearts 3. But fans didn't like that either, so now they're bringing them back in Kingdom Hearts 4. It's like you can't even do anything to satisfy the crowd. Reaction command, insert reaction commands, it's bad. Oh, take away reaction commands, it's bad. Yeah, it probably did. But like at the same time, this is important. Look, this stream is important because, again, we need to teach people that you need to make your arguments without resorting to logical fallacies, right? That's how you can make a great review. Otherwise, people wouldn't just, otherwise people would just call your video bad because you did not, make sufficient evidence. Right? Exactly. You can't criticize things without knowing the story. Put the Vonda jabs. Yeah, I could probably make it a video. Yeah, for sure. Like with the Koopa coin clip, which I'll do that. Which I'll upload it probably maybe a few weeks from now. But yeah, that it's just terrible. So this will be like the end of the video. Whenever I do edit it, this is important that you cannot make arguments based on not knowing anything without having or lacking knowledge, and you cannot rely on logical fallacies, especially straw man, ad hominem, false equivalences, and most of them will appeal to ignorance. You can't do that. Magic Echo Luke, please, if you're gonna make another Kingdom Hearts 3 review or any review, do not fall into the logical fallacies, please. It's not gonna make it look good, bro. And even if you don't care, boy, you got other plans to worry about, bro. You need to grow up. Basically, you gotta grow up. You have to. If it sounds like you're an adult, right? And if you're an adult, you should be able to make productive conversations. You should be mature about it, especially when you're arguing about something, especially when you're debating. But clearly, you did not learn anything in your English class or whatever class you took in high school. Clearly, you didn't understand them. Clearly, you were not paying attention because of the logical fallacies that you said. Bro, come on. Do better, bro. It's not that hard. Do better. Do your research, at least. Come on, man. Yeah, it was a waste of time. It was, look, the video itself was a huge waste of time, but this stream is not a waste of time because, again, I want to educate people that there are different ways of showing your opinion, showing your argument without resorting to logical fallacies. I think that's the most important thing here. This is more of like an educational content, really, which is very important. Very important that not a lot of people may not know, right? Because especially on Twitter, people still make logical fallacies whenever they're arguing, especially ad hominem. Ad hominem is the biggest logical fallacy they'll make. They love making fun of people instead of making fun of their point. This man has never heard of a walkthrough or all cutscenes video? Yeah, exactly. Maybe. The thing that annoys the most, the amount of money he's probably gonna make. I know, man. Yeah, you're gonna dip out? Yeah, no worries, bro. I appreciate you guys coming on by and joining. You kept up with a lot of more interviews in the past with the Kingdom Hearts and know a lot about the story, so you know you can make some good points and arguments better than this guy. Exactly, because you're not appealing to ignorance. You actually have a good amount of knowledge. You have knowledge. This guy clearly doesn't at all. Okay, before we leave, I want to show you one more comment, or not comment. One more thing. Right here. Okay, this guy right here. All right, this guy right here. So if you guys didn't know, how you beat the angelic. I made. Oh gosh. Let's take this out. Take this out. Okay, so yesterday I uploaded the Angelic Amber guide on for critical mode, right? And essentially, it's meant for newcomers who have never played critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 3. Right? That was my point. So I just showed the tips, and the biggest tip that I made it that's very helpful in my opinion Amber on critical mode. All right, let's go. Is right here. Now we're gonna perfect. Come to this area right here and defeat this red nocturne right so here. So that right here, you defeat the red nocturne. Come over here. And then we're gonna defeat this yellow nocturne. You defeat the yellow nocturne, okay? To this area right here. Then so we're gonna walk up to this area right here onto this platform, so that right? Way we can separate ourselves from the enemies. Okay, so that's the biggest strategy. That's the biggest tip right there is. And what we want to do is to this area right here, so that way we can separate ourselves from the enemies. And you actually do, right? Yeah. Hell yeah, Brett. That's right. So yeah, so the biggest tip I provided was you should separate yourself. Sorry, you should separate the enemies from Angelic Amber. That way you don't make it into a 1 versus 10 fight. It'll just be a one-on-one fight, right? So when you reduce the amount of enemies, it'll make the fight easier, especially for newcomers, right? Objectively speaking, that's right, okay? The less enemies to deal with, the better. Common sense, okay? Cool. Okay, look at this, look at this. Look at this guy right here. Again, do not attack the person, attack the point. Okay, so look at his point. Look at his comment. I swear, bro is making this way harder than it needs to be. Critical mode is a walk in the park until you get to remine. Okay, so 2 things. 2 points, actually. I'm making it way harder than it needs to be. And then number 2 is that critical mode is a walk in the park. Right? 2 arguments. Okay, let's address this. So, naturally, I replied it with, how am I making it harder? Like, objectively speaking, how am I making this guide more difficult? It's a fair question, right? Very fair. Very fair question. Okay? Then he responds with, he or she, I don't know, a vast majority of the bosses, you do not need to plan out their attacks. They fall pretty easily, even without using Keyblade changes. Like I said, it's easy until you get to remine. Okay, here's the thing. There are some faults. There's a little bit of imperfections, okay? So his point is a vast majority of the I guess that's his point. Yeah. A vast majority of the bosses, you do not need to plan out their attacks because they fall pretty easily. So he's implying that this point supports his point of critical mode is a walk in the park, right? But here's the thing. He did not answer my question at all about how am I making it harder. Seriously. I asked him, how am I making this more difficult, right? Where, based on this comment right here, where is your proof? Where is your facts? Where is your logic? Where's your evidence? How am I making it harder? Nothing. This is a nothing burger right here. So naturally, I replied once again, I'm not understanding how your argument explains that I'm making it harder. I made this guide. Oh my gosh. I made this guide for newcomers to get through this fight as easily as possible. And obviously this guide doesn't pertain to you at all since you say it's easy, right? So this is evidence right here on why on me refuting his argument. So he says that I'm making it harder. This is my support of refuting his argument. So here it is. The biggest example that I made it easier is to first kill the red and yellow nocturnes, and then go up on the platform to separate Angelic Amber from the rest of the enemies, so that way it's a 1-on-1 fight rather than a 1-on-10 fight. And also, I should have mentioned it earlier, but if you don't kill the red and yellow nocturnes, they could easily join Angelic Amber on that platform right here when you go up. So it'll be like a 1-on-3 fight instead of a 1-on-1. I should have mentioned that, but it doesn't matter. At least I said that you need to kill the red and the yellow nocturnes first. So based on this specific evidence, this is me objectively refuting his argument, right? Of him saying I'm making it harder. So now the last part is, I said was, please elaborate how your argument proves that I'm making it harder so that I can understand your perspective. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, right? I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I gave him another chance because I think he can. I think he can do it. And he does say recommendations of watching the tutorial is optional. There are strategies in critical mode. It's not like the good old exclamation. Thank you, bro. Thank you, the Legend of Liquid. You're a bro. You're a bro. I don't know why it says I'm replying to. Oh wait, I am. Okay, never mind. I don't know why there's a duplicate. That's so weird. But anyways, yeah. So ever since a day ago, he did not reply to me at all. So you know what that means? His argument is invalid. Basically, in his mind, he's all like, I don't need proof or evidence to tell you that I'm right because I know I'm right. Exactly. See, when you guys do not resort to ad hominems, it not only makes your arguments effective, but it shuts down the opponent. Just like this guy. Just like this guy. It shut him down to the point where he didn't make another reply to me anymore. I think he basically gave up. Because he knew that I'm right and he's wrong. Because of my evidence. And look at this guy right here. He's supporting me because he knows that I'm right. W Legend of Liquid. Thank you, man. Yeah, he even acknowledges the evidence that I provided. Recommendations on watch tutorial is optional. There are strategies in critical mode. It's not like the good old, yeah. It's not, I'm not showing that you should mash, right? Like if you watch the whole thing, you know that I'm using defensive fundamentals to show newcomers that these are important.
Ideally, on the second guard, you want to time it perfectly so that way we can pull off the critical.
Like guarding is so important in any of your fights. Guarding is important. It's very underrated, but it's essential, especially if you're playing on critical mode. If you're playing on other difficulties, I mean, guarding is, you know, you can argue whatever, right? I'm not talking about those three difficulty modes. I'm talking about only critical mode. So with critical mode, you really need to rely on defensive fundamentals. Yeah. But yeah, this guy just didn't provide anything. You'll also learn a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's good. You don't actually hate me. I'm glad. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically what I wanted to show you before I leave stream. Cause man, it's just, dude, comments like these is just really, really toxic. You learn about the Goomba fallacy and everything? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm tired. I need to go to bed. But you know what? Thank you guys again for hanging out after 3.5 hours. I know Goomba fallacy. Oh, the Goomba from Mario. That's just how people are nowadays, Sally, but it is what it is. Yeah, people are just uneducated or they just do not care. But yeah, thank you guys again very much. I really appreciate it, all your support. I was really I was very happy for you guys that you guys were able to join me. So tomorrow I might be able to stream. If not, I'll be back on Monday. Monday is a guarantee. All right. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned a lot of stuff. Thank you all of you very much for your support. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys either Sunday or Monday. Also, please, again, do not harass these people. If you're going to talk to them, at least attack their points, not the character. All right, bye-bye.